What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Vet Shooting Game. It's your host Norris. I got my boys here. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves like they did last time, and then we're gonna get rolling.
What's going on, Duran?
What's good? Your boy Young.
Hold on, y'all. Can y'all see me?
Yep.
Yeah.
My StreamYard just went straight away. Like for real. Now we're gonna start. Hold on. Let's see. Golly. What's going on?
I see
Oh
you with
yeah,
that
you
recent.
see it. You see it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
All right, man.
Jameson, where that Mavericks jersey at?
It's in the Raptors. Hold on, let me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start it. I'm not gonna like I'm gonna start it again, and then when I
Yeah.
get the end, I'll just start it. I'll edit
You
it.
gonna chop it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
All right. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Vet Shooting Game. It's your host Norris. Got my two boys here. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and we're gonna get right into it.
It's, what's going on, everybody? Duran, aka B More.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Young, also known as Jawan.
Cool, cool, man. We want to first start off by thanking everybody, man. Everybody who supported us for our first episode that dropped. So we appreciate that, man.
Yeah, definitely appreciate the
Oh,
love.
definitely.
So what we're gonna do, man? We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with, of course, game two recap. Unfortunately, man, I had to put my jersey in the rafters.
You
Mike,
retired it already?
I
You
ain't
gotta do
retired.
that.
I just hung it up
If
for a
it's in the Raptors, it's
Yeah.
retired.
The Raptors mean is retired, bro. Like,
I just hung it up for a second, man. I'm gonna have to break it out. We'll see. We'll see what
so what
happens.
you're saying is, if Dallas do what everybody think they're gonna do, and they win again, they win, you gonna bring it back out? Like, I don't want to see it back out. You
Yeah,
can't be a
Nah.
bandwagon fan. You gotta either ride or not.
I'm riding. I'm still hopeful.
Nah,
I'm
you
still
should have had
hopeful.
another jersey.
Nah, man. I know you can't come on the show with the same jersey twice. Man.
That's why you should
Nah,
have.
I said another one.
That's
I ain't got another one.
look here, Shannon Sharp. That's why you should have got a Kyrie jersey.
Yeah, but,
You did all that advocating for Tim Hardaway Jr. Why you ain't got your Tim Hardaway Jr. jersey? I know they on
Right.
sale for like $30.
Look. Could have came up here with the Michigan throwback for
yeah. Didn't even think about that.
Anything, bro.
Cool. So I'm gonna let you guys start it off, man. What are your thoughts? What do you think about game two?
Jason Tatum said he got this. He, from the mic'd up, him talking, him being a vocal leader. Like, I have never seen him talk that much. He's normally like the lead with action type of guy, but he stepped up and talked a lot. Drew Holiday, listen, two things was for certain in that first half, and young kids don't pay attention to it. I don't care what level you on. Free throws can keep you in the game or take you out the game. So when you go back and you watch that game, they were 0 for 7 before they hit their first three. But they were 11 for 11 from the free throw line. Whereas Dallas was 2 for 7 at one point, then like 5 for, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if they're missing threes and missing free throws, they're out of that game. But because I think they went 15 for 15 before they missed the first free throw as a team, Boston did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
think about it. You had 15 free throws going to the half up 3. If you shoot like Dallas shot from the free throw line, you go to the half down 10. That's a whole, you know what I'm saying? That's a different ball game.
Yeah.
So free throws, like Boston is doing the little things that they need to do to at least stay in the game. Like Drew Holiday, he's a baller, but we know his role on this team is how it's been. So him to come out shooting 18 points, Derek White 16, 17 points. Everybody say Tatum need to come on, but honestly, I kind of feel like Tatum mediocre numbers and everybody else doing what they doing. That's why they winning. I get nervous when Tatum try to shoot for the stars and try to get 30 like Brown. Like if I'm a Boston fan, especially in the playoffs, you go back and look when Tatum tried to like match Jaylen Brown's energy, it don't seem right. Well, I ain't gonna say it don't seem right. It tends not to fare well for the Celtics fans.
Yeah, because he get out of control. When he started to play like Jaylen Brown, he get out of control. His handle get real loose.
So let me ask you this. Let's do a hypothetical. Let's say Mavs go home, take 2.
Okay. They losing in 7.
But do you think Jason Tatum not being the guy he needs to be is going to make it even harder for him to get into that? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Then you're going to start.
Look, most of the I feel if Dallas go home and win both games, and Tatum doesn't have, if neither of these 2 games in Dallas, Tatum has a Tatum-like game, they're done. Now, if he has a Tatum-like game and they lose in a close game or whatever, then when you go back home and they lose both games, you go back home, you got that momentum. But if he doesn't have a good game for these next 2 games and they don't close it out, the pressure is really going to be on him. And then now we're going to see what he does when he comes back. Because they come back to Boston tied 2-2, and Tatum has had bad games for now it'll be 4 games straight.
Oh, yeah.
You know the media is going to get on him.
Oh, yeah, they're going to kill him.
Yeah.
So
what you was about to say, y'all?
So with the whole Tatum situation, actually, let me go to the game 2 first and what I see.
Oh.
So with game 2, I noticed that what Deron was just talking about with Tatum. If you watch it, Tatum is slowing down, right? He's taking what they're giving him. He ain't trying to force anything. And in turn, everybody else is cooking and they still winning. Like you're up 2-0 and Brown and Tatum ain't exploded yet. Right? Now, on the flip side, Dallas, I expect Dallas to take game 3 because, we watched the playoffs long enough. That team that's down 2-0, when they go back home, they can't miss. The crowd into it, everything rocking, they can't miss. And also Kyrie's due for a game. So, and then we know role players play better at home. But the one thing that makes me nervous for Dallas is Kidd is starting to reach for players off the bench to look for a spark. And if you got to do that now, and these guys ain't played in a month and a half, man, you in trouble.
And that's what I mentioned in our first pod. I said he should have been developing that rotation.
But
I understand that everybody on the bench ain't going to come in and score, but right now it's really not about the scoring. They can't defend everybody on the field.
But I'll say this though: 2 things with Dallas that Dallas needs to exploit next game.
Yeah,
that matchup on the pick and roll when Tatum keeps getting stuck on Gafford.
Yeah.
You saw the game. Dallas was feeding Gafford a couple times, and he was taking advantage.
Yeah.
They have to keep doing it. Like it can't just be 2 trips down and then you don't do it again for the next 6 minutes. Like you got to keep doing stuff like that because we all know Gafford is not this super, offensive guy. But if Tatum can rest guarding that big because he ain't got to go out and guard Kyrie or Luka, you're letting Tatum get his legs under him to get ready for that moment. You got to take advantage of those little things when it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like Dallas. I don't care if Porzingis get the ball and anybody on him other than Luka or Gafford or Lively, he's looking to shoot first. He's not looking to pass first. He's like, man, I'm 7 foot. Y'all 6'5". I'm not worried about you.
Yeah, he turned and face up every time.
A couple times they gave it to Gabbard in the post. He did what he's supposed to do. Turn, look, little baby hook over the rim, or he was going strong for the leg. Tatum's not going to contest because Tatum he can't afford to get chippy fouls in that type of situation. Because even though he's having a bad game, when he's on the floor, you still have to respect him.
Yeah.
You can't leave him open. You know what I'm saying? We can't be like, oh, he having a bad game. We're going to let Tatum shoot wide open jumpers. No. You better not.
Good luck with that.
You better not.
Do you guys feel it would be 2-0 if they got that foul that was really a foul call when they were doing that run and it was going to be 100 to 103?
What you talking about?
When Brown,
when they didn't call a foul for Gafford?
No, it was PJ Washington.
I mean PJ Washington.
Yeah, at the very end, because
If
let's say he go 2 for 2 at the free throw line, it's now 100 to 103.
But see, look, right there, they were already bad from the free throw line, right?
Not,
And
it
we
was a
know
possibility,
not
right?
PJ.
we played, but
Yeah,
no,
as a
we
team
played
they
enough
weren't. As a
ball.
team they weren't. But again, though, like Young just said, though, if we're gonna do perfect world. If Dallas shot the free throw well, guess what? That foul doesn't even matter because they're actually ahead.
Yep.
And in that situation. So now, you go to the free throw line as, we all hoop. When you go to the free throw line in them final minutes when you're up, it's a different pressure than when you're down.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of them things where I'm just like, all right, you know what? Kyrie, like you said, Kyrie's due for a game. Dallas got to make certain things. I'm interested to see how Hauser, White, those guys play on the road.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not worried about Drew Holiday
Nah.
for the simple fact that we know Drew Holiday is solid enough that he can give you 10 to 12 just the way he played the game.
Yep.
Tatum playing the
he
way
a
he
champ.
playing. Right. Tatum playing the way he playing, I'm nervous. If Dallas come out and do, again, like we said, we watched that game. Luka was unconscious, but he had no help. He was unconscious from the field. He was subpar at best from the free throw line, and then no one else was really helping. So,
and that's the thing right there. Luka's foul shooting,
and
like
normally
especially
he
having the
shoots
ball that much. Like I think they said he shot 63%, like in the playoffs. As a guy that got the ball that much, as the leading guy, that's crazy.
Your 3-point and field goal percentage should not be higher than your free throw. When you're like, you know what's so crazy? What Luka reminds me of, like him in the playoffs, like how he scores. Remember Jason Williams when he was at Duke, and he had like a 40-50% 3-point shooting percentage, but then his free throws was like 60. Like, bro, you're a point guard. You always got that pill in your hand.
But that's to be expected when you. That's what I said the first game. Luka is not fresh. No, Luka's not fresh, dog.
That's why free throws should be.
He beat up.
You can't
shoot the run when you ain't got no. You're a shooter when you ain't got no legs under you.
Bro, then guess what? When you're a shooter and you don't got no legs, you're not shooting 1-foot threes. You're not doing step back threes. You're not fade away. But a free throw as a shooter, that's what I want. A free throw to layup lets my legs rest.
So exhausted though, Deron.
Nah, but I see what Deron is saying though. Like if you doing all this movement, right? The step back, all the Luka movement, and you can still move like that. You standing still. You know what I mean? For the free throws.
How it is. You have you ever like been tired?
Yes, but I couldn't hit a three.
Yeah,
but then you can go. You can still go out there and do certain moves, but that doesn't mean they're fresh. That doesn't mean they're.
No, I'm not saying he's fresh, but you gotta. In these moments now, you gotta get the gimmies, right? Because now, like that game went down to the details, right?
Yeah.
You have a turnover here, you miss a shot here, you don't block out there, and it switches the game. You know what I mean? And that momentum flip, right? Like Boston was shooting like garbage, but they like Deron said, but they kept getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, they
kept the game close.
Yeah, they gave up 29 points. They missed 8 free throws, and then they gave 15 turnovers that led to 21 points for the Celtics.
So
that's
listen,
28 points that they would have. Yeah.
And then what the paint points look like?
But watch this though, Young. This out. Look, this is the thing. So the final score was 105-98, right?
Yeah.
Boston as a team shot 19 for 20 from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Dallas shot 16 for 24.
There you go, right there. They go to 8 points. You know what I mean? Like it's that simple. They go to 8 points.
And I'm not even talking about nothing else. like we just
they got 8 points right there.
We ain't even talking because for the game, Dallas still shot a higher clip. They shot 47%. The Boston's 45%.
Yeah.
So you got
Luka's almost
Boston went 10. Boston went 10 for 39 from the 3-point line. Dallas went 6 for 26.
I still think this comes down to the bench, bro. People
No,
like
It's the others. Like Shaq
people,
would always say, it's the others.
like people
The
like
others.
like people like Hardaway, dog. This is the moment. This is
So
the
let's see.
moment, dog. Like this is where you get in the game.
But
and
this the
You
thing,
probably
though.
gonna see
When you
him
say
game
that-
3.
when you say
You're gonna
that-
see him game 3.
Right.
Watch.
But when you say that, though, some of the bench guy, again, just like we all know, it doesn't matter if it's pro or rec league. In the playoffs or any big game, the others always play great at home.
Yeah.
The road is when it becomes an issue.
But Boston got the best road record.
So look, if we look at the others for Dallas,
and they undefeated on the road in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like so,
Dallas others had 9 points.
Yeah.
In that game.
Yeah,
Boston's others had 17. Yeah. But that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like that matters though. Like because you think about it, 9 point. Look again. What we go back to the 8-point differential.
Yeah, 8 point.
The bench had 17. Their bench had 9. That's 8 points. 8-point differential on the free throw line. Yeah. That's 16 points.
And 21 points off of turnovers.
And 21 points off of turnovers.
So you done gave up almost 40 points without even doing work.
You're supposed to be down 2-0.
Yeah.
Okay. You're supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So what we're gonna turn over to is, I know you all heard what Jason Kidd said at his post-game press conference. Did y'all hear about what he said?
Oh yeah. He dirty.
Yeah, I'm about, but I
ain't slick at all, man. Go ahead and play the clip though.
I wanted to hear somebody else break it down. So I said, let me find somebody else beside what everybody else has been showing.
Man, you put him on here.
Hey, you gotta listen to him though. So
all right, so Jason Kidd's trying to play some mind games with the Celtics. He went on the podium and said that Jaylen Brown is the best player and not Jason Tatum. So obviously Tatum hasn't been playing well. Jaylen Brown has. So do you think there's some truth to what Jason Kidd is saying there? What's going on?
So here's what I think. In a vacuum, Jason Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown. He has more accolades. He has more natural talent. He's bigger. I understand that. But right now, it's not just that Jaylen Brown is outplaying Jason Tatum. Drew Holiday's outplaying Jason Tatum. You could argue Derek White's outplaying Jason Tatum. Kristaps in limited minutes, you could argue, is outplaying Jason Tatum. And I don't want to hear about, honest to God, I don't want to hear about his rebounds and assist numbers. I understand they're good. If you're watching these games, DeMonze, he looks scared. He said after game 1 he was nervous, and then after game 2 he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to let my ego get in the way of us winning a championship. Other guys are rolling." Buddy, you took 22 shots. No one else on your team took more than 15. It wasn't you're doubling me, so I'm going to get other people involved. You couldn't hit shots. You missed layups. You were 1 for 7 in the fourth quarter. He is right now finals history since the merger. The worst field goal percentage of anyone ever through 8 career.
So what do you guys think? That's why I wanted to do this video, because Nick Wright is more of a like an analytics person.
No, he's a LeBron analyst. I don't want to hear
That's why I was like,
he's
put
only
this
with his analytics stuff when it's anybody besides LeBron. But in this particular situation,
he got a lot of points.
He got a lot of points. I can't listen. Yeah. I don't have to listen. I don't have to agree with you to respect. Like I don't have to agree with you all the time, and that don't mean I don't respect you. I respect Nick Wright because a lot of stuff that he does say at times definitely makes so much sense. But there are other times where you can tell there's emotion involved, and that's fine. This time though, he's spot on. Like Drew Holiday is playing better. Derek White is playing better. And just like you said, me saying Young is killing, so I ain't taking shots. You can't go look at the stat sheet and see that Young shot 16 shots and I shot 22. Because am I really saying that Young is killing, or is it that no? I was horrible, and I'm just like, oh man, no, my boy Young cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get out of people's way. It's like, no, bro. you're playing. You're not playing like you're the anointed face of the team. That's not how you're playing. You're playing. He's playing like Derek White and Drew Holiday are the guys with Jaylen Brown, and he's a other. Like he's not playing like he's the all-star that we seen. He's not playing like he's the guy that we all like that we see on the Gatorade commercials and the guy that we like, oh, he's a problem. He's not playing like him. He's literally playing like, oh, we got 15 from Tatum. That was cool. Like he's playing like one of those guys. So I understand.
And I'm gonna tell you what also is messing with him too. If you think about it, just what you said, how he's not playing like himself, he's overthinking the game. He ain't just playing.
Contract year?
He's thinking too much.
And
yeah, he's up for the max. He up for that super max.
And listen, they just gave. So you got to think about it. They just gave Jaylen $300 last summer, right?
Mm-hmm. He up for like 350, 400.
He can get possibly 350, right? Wait, but this the thing though. He know he's up for that. But if I'm the owner of the Celtics, and let's say Jaylen Brown led me to a title that I ain't had since KG and Paul Pierce and Rondo,
they're gonna offer a little less.
If Brown takes me to that, do I offer the Supermax to Tatum?
Yep.
No, you don't.
You know why I'm gonna tell you?
They're gonna do it.
They're gonna
do it. They're gonna do it.
But like
both. But what does that do to Brown?
But it don't matter because both of you guys made great points in the last show, and you're gonna start seeing it, right? So right now, what we're seeing with Tatum's taking the LeBron effect role. Because even when you think about his post game interview, the reporters worded it. How does it feel? You know, it seems like you always making the right basketball play. Like,
so it's not that I'm having a bad game. I'm making the right play. I'm affected in other ways.
And then when you watch Brown's interview, because I ain't paying attention to this until the Russ started talking about it, but that dude be like, yeah.
Bro, like when you watch him?
Yeah, he just kind of like, we great. Like, he's very short to the point.
Brown is,
I don't want to be here, but I know I'm
Brown is Kobe 24.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I don't mean the comparison in games. I'm talking about when you watch Kobe in those interviews when he was wearing 24.
Yeah,
the mindset of, yeah, cool. All right. Yeah,
we ain't did nothing yet.
Cool. Game ain't over. Why I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, I'm focused. And then when you listen, even when you listen to him mic'd up, him talking, that to me didn't sound like a person that was trying or that was doing something because of the camera. That sound like this is who he is. He just isn't that vocal. Some guys are that vocal leader.
Yeah, he ain't boisterous about it.
Yeah, he's a little bit more talkative than Kawhi Leonard.
Period.
Yeah.
Barely. Like, just like you said, barely.
Like, I'm going to give you a little bit, but
just
enough. We here to win a championship, so I shouldn't have to motivate you to want to win a championship.
You might see me out in public every now and then because I'm forced because of my endorsement. like,
and even that's you don't even see him.
Yeah. I see it, man. I see that LeBron effect with Tatum, bro. I seen him, man. Like I everything they said to him was like him making the best decisions for the team, and then he used that one phrase: "I had to put my ego to the side." Like, he knows what to say.
You know why?
It's a playbook that you go off on that, right?
Right.
It's that NBA 2K when you pick B.
Like, I put my ego to the side.
Like, I'm supposed to say the right thing.
Y'all gonna give me some leniency. Y'all gonna give me some leniency for at least the next game and a half.
Yeah.
Because now you like, the first game I played bad. He played bad because of the ego. But then he sat back and was like, yo, you're forcing it. You need to don't worry about you. You need to be the better teammate.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't matter as long as they keep winning.
Yeah, as long as they win.
As long as they win, but what's going to shift for him is, like you said, the Jaylen Brown conversation is going to get real loud about that's his team, right? Like the way it's playing out right now in these finals,
it's his team.
He's not going to win. Like, Jason Tatum ain't going to win MVP unless he go for 40. Brown. Like the next couple games, he ain't even going to win it. So it's Brown. The next is Holiday. Like, Tatum was way down that list. So it's going to get real loud about this being Brown team.
And
I don't think his ego can take it.
Like, let's be real. Can What do you say to Brown if I give Tatum the Supermax and
And he the
Brown won
highest
the
paid
Eastern
now.
Conference Final and the Finals?
And yeah,
But he's not gonna get the Finals MVP. It don't
Who they
matter.
gonna give it to?
We know now. We keeping tally. So Brown's 2 for 2. Remember, we keeping tally for Brown. I told y'all.
well,
Brown.
It's
I'm
Brown.
gonna say Brown won, Holiday won.
Yeah, but I'm just saying from the Tatum Brown.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
but for the
listen,
Tatum
the
Brown,
only
yeah,
way,
2-0.
listen, just like Young said, the only way
Holiday did his thing.
the only way Tatum is going to take it from him, this has to go 7 games or 6 at
And
least.
he got to go like D
And
Wade.
he got to go for
Now-
a 40 ball at least every single. Like he has to carry the team in this back for these next games.
I'm calling
Oh,
it.
That's what I'm saying. He would have to literally, like, remember when Miami was down in 06?
And D Wade
Against Dallas, and D Wade went the hell off. That's what Tatum would have to do to steal that MVP for Brown. He would have to put up those numbers.
I don't think so. When y'all get a chance, go
They
listen.
just gonna give it to him?
Look, I don't like Duke anyway. So if they give it to him, that's another reason why I hate Duke.
Like, go listen.
Yeah,
but it's like
if
you gotta
look, yeah. We ain't even in the ACC no more, and I still don't like Duke. So I feel
right, like look,
we here.
look, you know, I rep the Tar Heels, like, man, fuck Duke.
But when you think about it, like when y'all get a chance, go watch Shaq post game. Everybody saying the right things for Tatum, dog. Like everybody's making sure that they're positioning him. So I don't care what y'all say, y'all normal fans, and
but
Tatum's getting the MVP, dog.
This ain't this ain't the
he only has to do one good game. He only got to play one good game. As long as they win.
Nah.
And look,
one good game.
And listen,
if he get it off of one good game,
it'll be game 7. He go off, and it'll be like,
yeah. Now, if it's game 7, yeah,
and that's the only good game he had.
But if Brown takes,
if it's game 7, that's different because you know everybody know how game 7s are. But if it's like a game 5, nah.
Because look what they picked out when Brown won the Eastern Conference Final MVP. Everybody kept showing Tatum had higher scoring percentage than him. They picked out the little things. So now,
but that's the people who not watching the game.
But that's like now they're talking about his rebounds.
Yeah,
they're talking about his rebound percentages and his assists.
And that's what Nick Wright was saying. I don't want to hear about all that extra stuff. He ain't scoring. But I'm guaranteeing y'all, Tatum will win the MVP and he will get a max deal, dog. He's the face. He's the face.
Well, he gonna, like, we know he gonna get the max deal. We're just talking. So yeah, we're talking as if we're the owners. If we're the owners of Boston, he don't get that max deal from us.
He wouldn't even pay
him. But Boston, they're going to give it to him.
Like I'm
they
gonna
have
pay
no
him
choice.
good. Now listen, I'm gonna pay him good because clear I'm not trying to lose either one of them. But the Supermax, because what does that tell Brown?
What they've been telling them the whole time: play your role. Shut up.
Guess what? You can't tell me. Listen, but you can't tell me play my role no more when I did what I did in these playoffs.
They don't care about that stuff, man.
Man, look, they gonna care because I'll be the asshole to walk in with the Finals MVP.
Listen, right? Like I'm not talking about the owners. I'm talking about Brown. If I'm Brown,
it's nothing. What he gonna demand?
You can't tell me just play my role no more.
He might have to.
If
you play me like that, I might have to demand a trade. And this is what Shaq was trying to tell him, though. This is what Shaq was trying to tell him, like, hey, they split me and Kobe up because they kept arguing who team it is.
And listen, I will say this. Shaq, I love you. I love Shaq. And if he ever sees this and he shout us out, it'd be greatly appreciated. But they didn't try to split y'all up. And I can't use that comparison between him and Kobe because Tatum and Brown are literally the same time frame. They both came in the game together. They grew together, right? When Shaq went to LA, Shaq wasn't on the down end, but he was up in age. When when they saw what Kobe was doing and what they were becoming, that was a business decision. You're a 30-plus-year-old man. This is a 25-year-old boy.
Nah. So I'm not talking about when they finally traded him.
But that's when they started to split him up. Shaq wanted all that money.
Yeah, but what Shaq was saying is don't let the media create that divide. Remember that divide that happened with him and
Then the
Kobe
media,
first.
Now,
That's
if you
what he
say
was
the
talking
media,
about. Yeah.
then no. You
Yeah,
can't
that's
let
what
the
he's talking
media.
about. Because they're like with Jason Kidd saying Brown the best player.
But no,
He
that's
tried
what
that
you're
little
supposed to do.
slick move.
That's what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do. Because
Yeah.
what happens though when we do these post game interviews, right? We watch these post games with all these teams. They always ask a coach or a player about someone else. They always ask
Yeah.
you about someone specific. They'll be like, "Oh, LeBron is killing y'all. This, blah blah blah. What y'all gonna do for LeBron?" Well, yeah, LeBron's gonna do LeBron, but what we got to do is we got to stop AR-15. We got to stop AD. It's
Yeah.
the same thing with this. Y'all, Jason Kidd, hey, Tatum has, and then you know what they're using. Tatum hasn't had a good game yet. So what are you going to do when Tatum goes off? And he's like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but Jaylen Brown, clearly right now, it's the best thing on the floor.
But let's think about it from this perspective too. What if that's how Jason Kidd really felt? That's how I felt since we've been talking about this.
No,
I'm not. Jaylen Brown has
I don't
always
think that
been
he's
the
trying to
better
stir the
player.
pot. I think he's being real. I really think what Jason Kidd was saying without saying it was, we've always respected Brown, but I was game planning for Tatum. And Brown made me change that. Because I don't care who
I think he was trying to stir the pot.
I know, man.
Look at the interview again and watch how he smiled.
Oh yeah.
Look at the interview, and he did that little slick smile, like he knew exactly what he said.
You're from Virginia, y'all messy, so that's why you thought that.
I love hearing it because I just love hearing somebody think the way I'm thinking. I'm like, I always felt Brown was just a better, more aggressive NBA player than Tatum.
But see, that's the thing. You keep throwing extra little words in there and then be like,
aggressive. That's the word, man.
No one never said that Brown wasn't more aggressive than Tatum.
He's a better player.
But you keep saying aggressive.
You feel like he's a better player. A lot of people feel that Tatum is more skilled.
But I don't see the difference.
That's the argument. How you don't see the difference?
I think
Jaylen Brown, even though he worth $300 million, he cannot make a left hand layup.
I won't believe it.
Tatum can make a left hand layup and a right hand layup.
I'm gonna tell you what the difference is. Look, I'm gonna tell you what the difference. Brown had to get it out the mud.
Facts.
And the game came easy to Tatum.
Period.
And that's what the difference is. He's a naturally gifted basketball player.
But
Brown turned into it.
Brown, think about it.
Well, who has the more
Brown went to UC Berkeley?
No, the dog. It's like Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
I made myself. You know what I mean? So that's the difference, right? That's why you see he's more aggressive, because I got it out the mud. Y'all keep disrespecting me. I'm gonna keep proving you wrong.
Like, what did he do? Like, what did Jimmy do when he was in Minnesota? They was talking about, oh, we're gonna pay the young boy Cat. He's the franchise. Jimmy showed up to practice. They scrimmaged, and Jimmy say, "Let's play." But I'm not playing with the starters. I'm playing with these guys who not even gonna make the roster.
Third string.
And then we're not losing. And guess who I'm guarding? I'm 6'6", and I'm guarding a 7-footer that you said is going to be the man. He don't got my heart. He don't work like me. He not built like me. And I feel like he said, Tatum, I'm not going to say Tatum didn't have it tough, because I don't know Tatum's upbringing. I don't know. But if you look at it from the surface, Tatum was a high school All-American, went to Duke. We don't know too many stars from Duke who don't get drafted. You might not stay in the league past 4 years, but you're getting drafted. You're
going in the top 10.
I can't tell you another hooper in the history of basketball from UC Berkeley. But I can tell you some smart doctors or some people that, like some chess masters or some golf pros or some tennis guys. But basketball, I'm not thinking that. So Tatum went to and it's a whole different sport, but I'll use like what's his name? I don't agree with him all the time, but Marcellus Wiley. He played. It was him. He played in the Ivy League.
Yep.
And got drafted from the Ivy League
college.
No, he went to Yale or
he went to like one of them. Like he went to like one
Yale
of the top,
or
like one
Columbia or something like. Yeah, he went to one of them. Yeah,
but he got it. But you think about it, when you think football players, especially stars, or not even stars, when you think football player athletes, when you say Harvard, Yale, Cornell, you don't think of sports. You think of something in the academia realm.
Mm-hmm.
So when Wiley stayed in the league so long, because he got it out the mud, he knew what it was to be looked at. Oh, you went here? You was just a smart kid who went there. That's the Brown effect. Everybody always talk about how smart Brown is. You see pictures of him playing chess and all these different little things, and he played instruments and all this other stuff. They never talk about him hooping at Berkeley. They just talk about, oh, he went to UC Berkeley. Like, you know how hard it is to get to UC Berkeley? Then you got there as an athlete, and then you got to the league from UC Berkeley. I think his effort, you know, like I'm not going to say that Tatum don't work hard. It's just it looks effortless when Tatum does it. And with Brown, it looks like he's really in the lab, locked in.
Yeah. I think that's what I like about Brown, because I don't know if y'all remember. It was after his rookie season. It's on YouTube. He did a whole YouTube series where he was showing you all his workouts when he was getting into the like that right there is when I truly started following him, like going into his sophomore season, and he knew what he needed to work on, and watching him from that day to now, it just to me his ceiling is much higher than Tatum. As long as he's in the right location.
I can give you that he has a high because he has.
I can see that.
I don't
because he has everything to give. He always gonna give you 100%.
Period. We could say that Brown had a bad game shooting, but I've never heard anybody say Brown looked like he gave up.
Yeah.
But you've heard people try to say that with Tatum. You know what I'm saying? Even Tatum himself said, "Put my ego to the side."
Better version of Russell Westbrook.
Say what?
Is he a better version of Russell Westbrook?
Nah, I wouldn't even say that.
Listen, hold up. What y'all not gonna do on this podcast while I'm here is disrespect Russell Westbrook.
No. I got the Russ Laker jersey in the closet right now. Like, I ain't gonna do that. Like, I love Russ.
Yeah, true. Russell Lakers jersy?
Yes.
As
soon as he got traded there. Yeah, true Laker fan.
He got it.
Look,
I was just saying I like Russ. like Russ can hoop, but you say a better version. I'm trying to figure out.
Because you take to me, Brown might be a little bit better shooter from three, but they have the same like aggressiveness on defense. They play both sides of the ball. They don't give up. Westbrook, if you get Westbrook a more consistent three, who knows what he'll be doing, because he averaged a triple-double. You know what I mean?
He averaged a triple-double a couple times. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So I just look at it, you know. So
okay.
And Russell Westbrook is a perfect example of what Brown is going to be if he stays in Boston. Russell always had to be the role player. He always had to be the Batman to everybody.
And by the time Russell really became Batman and like what I didn't like when people talk about Russell when he came to LA.
Yeah.
But when he came to LA, that I didn't like is in OKC, his percentage with the ball is 95%. So he can have 7 turnovers because he's gonna have 17 assists. But in LA, you go from 95% to 20%. So everything
matters
is exaggerated. It's like, oh man, he had 7 turnovers, and you can go back and see a game where he had a quadruple double. He had everything and 10 turnovers. But because everything else, he outshined, I think he get a bad rep.
Yeah, he got screwed over in LA.
Yeah, that's why I agree. That's why I don't want Brown. So we all know what happened next. You know, the other big news we have here is, Dan Hurley declined the offer. They offered him 6 years, $7 million. We're going to hear what Colin Hurd says about this, because he actually has a different take, which I think you guys are like, because it's more of a player's take. Because a lot of these people, to me, Gilbert and them, they just went crazy on it. But
earlier, Minnesota's got a rising star. Dallas has a star. Sacramento's got a star. Minnesota, Denver. Forget the fact the Celtics have 2 young stars. You start looking around the league, and on any given night, if LeBron or AD don't play, your guy's Austin Reeves as your number 1 playmaker. I mean, he'll be your number 1 player. Right. And I look at it and I think, this is not the NFL. It's not baseball. You got a salary cap. It's not the NFL where you can trade anybody almost any time. You got to make salaries match. I think it's a long road out for the Lakers. I don't think they're right around the corner. Do you?
No.
So what do y'all think about his take on that?
I mean, it's a smart take. I mean, what he's saying is true, right? Like the West only got younger. So you got a bunch of stars that's all like 22 to 28 that ain't going nowhere no time soon. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, and I can go 3 in a row, or I can come to LA and have to play in the play-in, and I can make the same kind of money, he got a better situation in Connecticut than it would be at the LA job.
So I feel like it's a double-edged sword with it. We go to LA. You mentioned it early, the LeBron effect. He go to LA, right? They don't win. Let's say they don't win. Are they going to blame the players? Or are they going to blame Hurley? They're going to be like, oh, he should have stayed in college.
Yeah, that's the first thing they're going to say.
In college, at least in college, if I'm blamed for us losing, I can take it because I put this together.
Right.
I don't get on the court, but I put this together. You're listening to what I'm talking about. Now y'all just gotta go out there and execute. If y'all don't, it happens. We all know, we've heard the stories from coaches that say, like, coaching NBA players and NFL players, you're not coaching, you're managing egos. So you go to if you're Dan Hurley, and then your job, you go from UConn winning to you go to the Lakers with the LeBron. And one thing we're forgetting, LeBron is a free agent. He has not signed yet. He hasn't signed yet. We don't know what we going to when we go to LA. I go to LA. Only thing I know for a fact is Anthony Davis is there. That's the only thing you know for a fact. LeBron's a free agent. We all speculate that, because he's known to do it in the past. He go free agents, and then doing the TV contracts, that he signed a new deal, so he can redo his deals and do whatever. Cool.
Deron, I got a question though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not guaranteed LeBron, because if, like we talked about it, let's say if I'm Orlando, for instance, right? And I'm sitting in the top 10 with a pick. I know what I got. I know I'm in the East. There's no rush for me to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But guess what I do want? I remember a statement that somebody made a couple years ago. I just want to play with my son. If you draft my son, I'm going to come and play for your organization. What's to say my petty window? Because I'm like, heck, I know what I got. I don't draft Bronny. So I draft Bronny. LeBron said he's going to come over there. Maybe he don't go to Orlando. Maybe he just retires. But I'm Hurley, and I done signed this contract. And I don't even have what most believe is the greatest basketball player of all times on my team. See, when you know you got LeBron under contract, it sounds appetizing. Like, you know what? I can go and we can see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have LeBron under contract. You don't know. And you got AD, cool. But we all know LA is typically cheap when it comes to spending money. So who else on that roster is still there that would make what he's doing in UConn make him say, all right, I'm going to move on and go to the next level? Because see, in UConn, like we said, he's shooting for a third time back-to-back. But at the same time, even if he doesn't go back to the championship, no one's going to judge Dan Hurley if he doesn't go back to the championship. They're going to be like, all right,
he's cemented in college.
You know what I'm saying? He's in college. He got whatever. He go to the league. I signed this deal, and I don't even have LeBron. Everybody keep talking about LeBron and AD. We don't know if LeBron going to be there. Then we also all know who AD's agent is. Yeah. And Clutch Sports, when it comes to their clients, they get what they want.
So this is my thinking on it. The fact that he entertained it I think he had some kind of knowledge or some kind of promise
And he
that
wanted to go.
LeBron would be there, right? Like, no, the fact that Hurley entertained it and he went to yesterday to make a decision, I think he had some inside knowledge that, okay, they're telling him LeBron is coming back. This is what the team will look like now, and we'll let you do this later. For him to even entertain it.
I don't know, though. Think about it. I want you to think, put yourself in his shoes. You just won twice at UConn, right? You lost a couple guys, whatever. You know, it's college, and you're a program that just won, you're going to get more recruits than you was even looking for anyway. The Lakers offer you a job, you're going to listen to it just to listen. Even if you have no attention. But I feel like at first he was entertaining it. But I feel like there was some point, someone somewhere reminded him of how LeBron team and how they move and what's going on. And then UConn matched the money.
Yeah, so once they matched the money, he's like, I don't need the headache.
Leave me to go. Because now when I go back to UConn, guess what? When you're a coach and you're that guy, when I go back to UConn, I don't care what NIL you come in this building with. I just put 2 banners up here, back to back.
Yeah.
You're going to listen to what I say. You going to LA, everybody know, bro. When Darvin Ham got hired, we know LeBron was still a coach. The last time I think LeBron was being coached by somebody else was Mike Brown. When he was in Cleveland.
Tyronn Lue.
And Tyronn Lue. You're right. I can give Tyronn Lue. But even with Tyronn Lue, I felt like there was a mutual respect as far as like a kind of like a friend dynamic kind of. So Tyronn would never like go at LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like bump heads. I feel like Dan Hurley would bump heads with LeBron.
So actually, T. Lue did. So there was a time where he's drawing up a play. He talked about it, I think, on the Up and Smoke podcast with
I didn't finish this whole episode. I saw some of that. Okay.
Yeah, so he was drawing up a play. LeBron kept talking through the play, and he basically told LeBron, hey, shut the fuck up. Like right in the middle of the huddle, like, hey, man, shut up. Like, I got this. You the player, I'm the coach. You know what I mean? So, but he needs that, though, because we know ever since he's been in LA, he's been player coach.
Right.
Whatever last play he want to draw up. I would love
to see LeBron play for a Popovich or Phil Jackson.
That's what he needs. Like,
or Pat. I feel like he needs like
too late. If he had somebody, it's too late. It's too late. But if he had that,
even something different.
We might not even be having could he be, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, there's another part of his game. The post game never been unlocked for LeBron.
No.
Imagine if LeBron had a Kobe Jordan fadeaway.
I felt like LeBron, as big as he is, we always talk about how big he really is. Because, they always lie about his weight. I don't care what nobody say. That boy ain't 250. I done seen 250.
Man, that man like 6'10", 275.
He might be close to 3. And the crazy thing about it is, it's not that he close to 300 pounds and he's a fat boy, or it's bad.
Yeah, he look like he look.
You're strong. Everybody know you run, Jameson. You know that muscle weigh more than anything. So him being as big as he is, I could see if somebody unlocked his post game. If and you think about it like this, if he doesn't have to bring the ball down the court, or if he chooses not to, he can just trot up the court, sit on somebody. Hey, let me get that.
Yeah.
You know how much energy he's saving?
He can do the old shit Shaq used to do. I'm gonna sprint the middle of the lane and seal.
I feel like LeBron has people on his team, like the Rich Pauls and the Drews and like his guys he grew up with, that he respect whatever they say. Like, I feel like they can come at him and say whatever, and he respect it because he like, y'all my brothers. But when it comes to the actual game, like the coaches, like I don't think he's ever had a coach where he just respected that their knowledge was more than his, and he just sat back and listened. If that makes sense.
Nah, it makes sense.
So I feel like I'll get to LeBron in a second, but I feel like with Dan Hurley, he did what any smart man would do. I don't think he was going to ever take the Lakers job.
Okay.
And what I think he did is he gave himself leverage on both sides of the house. Now,
Yeah.
now UConn feels if he keeps winning, we got to keep paying.
Yeah.
If we don't pay, because now Hurley's going to be in every talks every season for the next head coaching job.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
It's a wrap. He's going to be talked about for the next 5 years or however long it takes him to take an NBA job. So I think,
especially if he wins again.
Yeah, and then also, I think coaches talk. I think he knows who's about to lose a job if they don't have a good season this next year, and I know where he's going to go.
Where do you think he will?
They're going to get rid of the black man that's easiest to get rid of.
Who?
Doc Rivers.
No, Doc gone. Doc gone.
So you think he gonna take the Milwaukee job?
No, Doc gone. Doc gonna be gone anyway. We ain't even worry about that.
I know Doc gonna be gone, but you think he gonna take the Milwaukee job?
I keep hearing all these old
You know
vets
why?
come out
You know why?
and these stories
Because
they saying about Doc. I'm like,
Giannis
damn, Doc like that.
Milwaukee is the closest you're going to get to a college program when it comes to guys that want to be nurtured and grown and like they want to be taught, dog.
Giannis he can coach Houston. Dan Hurley could coach some young boys in Houston.
He ain't going nowhere where he has to build. He's
that's who he is, though.
But I feel like Dan Hurley.
The NBA game.
I feel like Dan Hurley could proceed. He could be a good predecessor to what's my boy, Greg Popovich. It's a system.
I like that. I like that.
We really still don't know what that guy's gonna be.
That's what Wemby.
Yep, we don't really. We see spurts here and there.
We do. Yeah, no, you know what we need to do?
Look,
if I go to San Antonio, and I know we jumping over, but if I go to San Antonio, I'm getting rid of a couple of old them young boys. I'm getting rid of a couple and bringing in some new ones. And then the reason why I say is because of this. I don't know if y'all watched the Spurs play this year, but
I did.
I watched a lot of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched a lot of the games. And Young, you can vouch, unless I'm tripping. There were times where clearly his teammates were jealous of what he was doing, and they were just looking him off.
Facts.
Like, they weren't they weren't riding the wave. Like Wembyana is different.
But is this a coaches league or a players league?
This is a players league.
That's a players league.
But none of them players over there was good enough to make those decisions.
But I'm just saying that's why he won't. That's why he can't go to a situation where he has to truly build from one player up. He needs to go somewhere where he has at least a two-headed monster so that he can be able to have a solid foundation and he can get other people wanting to come play with these players. He will not be able to build in a league where guys will say, hey, I demand a trade or I just won't play this year. Like, it's impossible, dog. Like, it's going to be.
See, the reason I say, like, when we name the young teams, we're thinking about if you look at UConn and the guys he developed that became top 10 picks.
Like,
I can't even remember none.
Castle about to be
right. So,
but okay,
like, what's the other kid? Klingon.
Hold on, wait. Castle's about to be top 10. Who he's going to go play for and impact the way he played at UConn in the league?
Nobody's going to expect him to impact. You know what they?
You're top 10. You have to impact. Top 10 is not a project.
No, not no more in the NBA. It's not looked at like that. People are looking for what the Knicks got this year with that boy from like those Villanova kids. Coaches are looking for guys.
Which two? You talking about Dante DiVincenzo?
Yes.
DiVincenzo was a bucket in college. He was a bucket in high school. DiVincenzo from Delaware, Young.
I know he's a bucket.
Yeah, I know.
I watched him play in the state championship. That boy tough.
But I'm not saying he can't play. Coaches are now looking for players like that. Like they just put a three-headed monster back together in New York.
Yeah, but
I know what you're saying. Yeah, like now it's switching to I can get 2 stars, but I need to develop my role players.
Yes,
right. Because of that CBA.
You don't draft a top 10 role player.
If it wasn't for Brunson,
hell no.
You don't draft a top 10 role player.
You can now though, because the lead is. If you look at the lead, right? If it wasn't for Brunson's dad, Brunson would be a nobody wouldn't even know. People were already giving up on Brunson in the league. If it wasn't for him going to New York, dog,
they should have got rid of him in Dallas.
I know.
Now, before he went to New York, that playoff run in Dallas, because they were chasing his replacement for like 3 years.
Period.
Yeah, but
Trying to replace Brunson.
they knew how to set him up. He had to be set up right. He would have dwindled in Dallas.
Yeah, but Castle, like,
But when he went off in those playoffs, though, it
and
changed
the young
everything.
boy from Purdue, but the boy from Purdue, I feel the same about both of them. Like, they're 7-footer.
Are you talking about Edie?
They're better offensive players than Rudy Gobert. But how many 7-footers are running up and down the floor like posting up? When you look at the league, you got Embiid, Rudy Gobert, Cat don't even play in the post, Gafford,
Joker.
Lively. But let's use Lively.
But
Look at Lively.
But those teams aren't going to win championships, Deron.
And you think whoever's in the top 10 that draft Edie or fucking which one I'm not going to
I think you're looking at the player as an individual entity. I'm not talking about that.
No, I'm talking about the top 10 teams that are drafting right now.
LeBron, I said LeBron, Deron. Deron. I don't think we want to see. We don't want to talk honestly. The talent, no, because the talent bucket is so low now, dog. These kids are not good. Top 10 don't mean nothing no more. Top 10 means that you either won a championship, made a good NCAA run, or you had a good coach that knows people in the league. Top 10 don't mean that you can now go change your franchise anymore.
All right, so let's take the draft out of it then.
Yeah, let's say come from overseas.
So we're talking about role players. So what guys you see coming out of college that will come to the pros that can make a difference?
None. Edie's soft.
I ain't gonna say he's soft, but he's a liability on the pick and roll.
He's soft. UConn was another system. Their women's team is a system team, and their other team, the men's is a system team. But you can put them in a role situation, but they won't change a franchise.
No. Let me ask you a question though, because since you said UConn women, you can't name too many UConn women who went to the next level and didn't make a difference. Them girls hoop. Deanna Taurasi, Maya Moore.
We'll get to the AAU in just a second, Darrell. We'll get to the elite AAU in just a second. Right now, I want to say because I think we have to.
Motherfucker here,
man. I think we have to be realistic about the talent pool that we now create.
No, I am. But
I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, look, I'm not even gonna watch. I used to watch all the drafts. I won't watch the draft this year.
That's why.
Where I differ listen, where I differ is. Again, I'm putting on a GM hat.
You can't.
Yes, if I'm drafting in the top 10,
the league no more.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
If I'm drafting in the top 10, top 10,
I'm gonna get somebody who could sell a jersey. That's what
who gonna sell it? But in that case, draft Bronny #1 because he the only one gonna sell a jersey.
For real,
they would if LeBron wanted to go to any team in the NBA. LeBron has made it.
If the Hawks say we want Bronny at #1, I guarantee LeBron will be in Atlanta.
You think Rich Paul got this boy working out for two teams? He's working out for the two teams that LeBron is willing to go to.
No, he's working out.
Look, okay, so all right, so he's working out for two teams,
Phoenix and LA. But he's doing it.
So if he go to Phoenix,
I don't think he's doing it just
LeBron
because
doesn't want to have to play hard to win a championship.
No.
Okay, but look, if they go to Phoenix,
right,
we already seen that big three flamed the fuck out. Bad.
Can we say they flamed out? They only played like 12 games, all of them.
But what they look like in the playoffs,
you put LeBron in there. Look, you put LeBron in there with KD on one side and Dev Book on the other.
LeBron, the starting unit is fine. The problem they ran into all year.
No, but you are gonna have.
You're going to have Bronny.
But you can't.
In Clutch Sports. But you know what Clutch Sports do?
You need a bench.
Listen. Hold up. Wait.
They'll be decent. They'll be decent.
What does Rich Paul do better than any agent?
You think Bill going to go to the bench at this age of his career?
He won't have a choice. If LeBron comes, he won't have a choice.
Listen to me.
Egos, man.
Who you going to put on the bench?
But it's egos. That's what I'm saying. You're supposed to start all four of them.
Young.
How though?
Easy.
No,
KD goes to the 4.
Not in the West, dog.
KD goes to the 4.
Not in
LeBron
the West.
is the 3.
You got to do that crap in the East to run. Come on, now, y'all.
Bill is the 1.
Come on,
man.
But who's the big man they playing against in the East? I mean, in the West.
What team got 2 big men? What team got 2 big men?
They got
Who's the big man in the West?
You talking about for Phoenix?
No, who's the big man in the West? Because you said they have to have a big man. Who's the big man in the West?
No, I didn't say they needed a big man. I said
no. Listen, I want you to listen. Don't listen to respond. I want you to listen to hear. Which teams in the West have 2 big men? When you answer that, I'm gonna tell you why I asked it that way.
Just Minnesota.
Who's the 2 big men?
If you want to call them big man, it's gonna be Gobert and
Cat. Okay, cool.
Look, you ain't even want to call them big men.
Now we gonna go.
Like big men.
But listen, now we're gonna go to Phoenix.
So why they can't play small?
Bill, Booker, KD, LeBron, and I forgot the guy that's the center over there now.
Nurkic.
Nurkic, yeah.
Who is Cat guarding? KD or LeBron?
He gonna have to guard LeBron
and be a victim. Barbecue chicken.
Of course, anybody that guards LeBron or KD is gonna be a victim.
That's why I said all 4 of them should start.
You don't need multiple big men if you got KD and LeBron at the same time.
LeBron's the point. LeBron will be the point guard.
But y'all missing something.
Nurkic is center.
Y'all missing the LeBron effect again.
No, I'm not, because I told you what he's going to do. Clutch Sports
Who they
is going
gonna
to
get
bring
rid of?
Bronny off the bench. He going to bring a couple other guys. Like everywhere LeBron goes.
KD won't last 3 months playing with LeBron, dog.
No.
You said LeBron go to Phoenix.
No, I'm just saying those are the only. I feel like Bronny he's only going to go.
No, feel like Bronny said it. They only working out for Phoenix and LA.
He's only doing those 2 teams.
Because I feel that's what the 2 places that LeBron would like to go to. And of course, if he goes to Phoenix, they're gonna dismantle that team.
Or wait though.
But KD already said years ago playing with LeBron is toxic. Before, like just looking at the environment. So KD wouldn't do it.
Go.
But wait though.
That's fine with KD.
Yeah.
Let's play devil's advocate.
KD will end up in Dallas or OKC.
Oh, if KD go to Dallas with Luka and Kyrie. But look,
see, you know what? That was a good segue. You should have had Duran's clip about what KD said.
Oh yeah, so go to work. You got God, get ready for work.
Yeah, we should have had that right there. That was perfect.
Let's play devil's advocate. Let's say that the reason why LeBron and I ain't gonna say LeBron. Let's say why Clutch Sports has set up where Bronny's only working out with Phoenix and LA because those are the only 2 teams that would allow him to work out the way they want it to work. They want him to work out. Because, like when you go to these workouts, you hear different vets talk and they say like, oh, we ran 1s or we did 5-on-5s or I did everything by myself. Other teams, there might be other teams that be like, hey, we want to give Bronny a chance because, like we all know, LeBron said at the end of the day, he wanted to play with his son. So I don't care who you are, you have to take that in consideration of your GM, right? Or your owner. But the more teams he work out for, let's say I'm the Hornets, and I'm like, bet I do the numbers. I can get Bronny, got Melo, LeBron to come in. I'm not losing Melo. I'm not losing this guy. But I want him to come and work out because I want to see him in person. Let me see if this is a 6-1 build or a 6-1. Let me see if his shot selection is that way when I have a trainer closing out. Let me see if his what they say his IQ is if I put him in 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 and pick and roll or whatever, right? So you come in, I see this, and now the more you play, the more I can dissect what you got going on. But if you only can go to these 2 places and you create the narrative and you are the one that creates how the workout is, when I call Phoenix and be like, yo, so how did Bronny look? They only can tell me, oh, we had him shoot 100 jumpers on the shooting machine, 20 off of this, done that. You know what I'm saying? They don't even tell me the basics because they said nobody wants to set it up. So now if I draft him, I'm strictly drafting off in the dark.
What's that guard that came from UConn this year that's going to be in the draft? Ain't that Castle?
No.
Yeah, that's Castle.
That's Castle.
Yeah, it's Castle. Klingen is the center.
Klingen is the center.
I think they're trying to avoid teams that are trying out all these other. Because remember, Melo started talking about it. that everywhere they went, it was certain players.
You're getting compared.
And that's where they're doing a disservice to him at.
Of course.
Right?
I feel like
if I think I'm that guy,
I want you to go kill.
You telling these guys they're all top 10. I'm going to every tryout they're at, and we're playing ones. And if we go 5-on-5, that's my man. That's what he should be doing.
Do you feel like Bronny will truly get a fair like judgment? Like, do you think
because look, at the end of the day, basketball recognized basketball. Like we can spot a true basketball player in about 30 seconds. Easily. Right? And even Gilbert Arenas talked about it when LeBron had him work Bronny out. I forget who. I think he was working out with Bader.
Yep, I know.
Right? He said he was getting the best of him. He said something to him like, "You really gonna let him destroy you like that?" And the whole workout changed.
Right.
He needs to do that because if I'm not seeing these guys who y'all say are killers until I get into the league, now I'm behind the 8 ball.
But is it Daddy that hypes him up? You see what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's the whole machine. It's the Rich Paul. It's the LeBron. It's the machine. He got a machine behind him.
They're smart. Listen, I'm not knocking.
Yeah, I mean, he gonna be the most set up 20-year-old ever.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want the young man to fail, but the competitor, and this is easy for me to say because I don't have that machine that pushed me, right?
Yeah,
right.
The competitor in me, if I'm Bronny, I'm going to every workout because I hear the rhetoric. I hear y'all saying I didn't deserve to be McDonald's All-American. Exactly. I hear y'all saying I shouldn't be coming to this draft class. I hear y'all saying this. I hear y'all saying that. So me being the competitor that I am, I'm going to every workout just to kill whoever you have there. And I'm purposely telling my people, listen, tell Hawks, LA, Phoenix, the president, I'm only working out if Castle, the boy from Duke, if Roach is there. Like, I'm only working out if I know the guys that y'all consider the top 5 guards are there because I want to kill. But that's not Bronny. Bronny is, from watching him play, I've been able to coach him. I've been able to see him play from high school all the way up, right? He's not his father in the sense of he going to just go.
But see, I think I look at it from the opposite end. You keep saying Bronny. Bronny doesn't have a voice in this situation, though.
That's what I said. It's
that's
the machine.
Where the problem lies.
Chris Paul, not Chris Paul. Rich Paul.
And
LeBron,
but that's where
that's the issue. That's what we're talking about.
If they are the ones that are guiding him into it, right? What's to say that this young man is not sitting at home when he by himself? Because we all men. And I don't care who you are or what you got going on. Life doesn't hit you until you land in the bed by yourself. What's to say they're doing all this to protect him that they think, and when he home laying in bed by himself and all the noise is gone, and it's just him and his thoughts in the shower, using the bathroom, why is he not questioning his own ability? Why are y'all protecting me? Y'all telling me it's smart to do this. It's impossible for him to not hear the noise now. You got to think about it. When we were younger, the internet was growing, so it wasn't like everything was being said.
Okay.
He's seeing and hearing everything. It's impossible for him not to. So I'm hearing these things, but you're telling me, oh, it's smart for me to do this. As a competitor and a hooper, I know Bronny, never met him. I guarantee he's had the thought in his head. Am I as good as I'm being told from this side? Because every time it's a chance for me to show, I'm not there. Like, think about it. When he did the combine stuff, they talked about his workouts, right? Then they talked about the first game he had. He had 4 points. But it was like, oh, he did this. The little intangibles, right? Like you said with Tatum earlier. They try to throw those words to, little smoke screen. What they didn't tell you was who he was scrimmaging with were the guys that were 79 to 105. They wasn't even invited to the green room. So if you're only scoring 4 points with the guys who ain't going to the green room, What you gonna do with the guys who didn't have to come work out? Like Gilbert Arenas talked about a while ago when he did his draft workouts. He was cooking guys, and he thinking like, "Oh shoot, yeah, I'm gonna be good." But then he find out that it's other guys that are in the draft that just didn't have to work out.
Yeah.
So that second scrimmage, who he play against? In the second
The
one when he
same
had
group.
15.
The same group.
Same
Just
group.
it was just the later. It was like the guys who didn't play. Like
Okay.
everybody that was in that was 79 to 100.
All right.
As a competitor, think about it, bro. We've all done it. As men, we've all, at some point in our life, work, school, relationship, sports, you've thought about, am I as good as I feel I am? Whether you didn't get a position you should have got. Am I smart as I think I am? Do I really know this job? Or you got the position and then you heard a whole bunch of naysayers and you still question yourself. We've even heard LeBron, MJ, Kobe, these guys they've doubted themselves. So I can imagine a kid who's being told that you've only been given what you have because of who your father is.
They need to let him just go. They got to let him go.
They got to let him go. They got to let him fall. They got to let him fall on his face. And then you'll see who he is.
Because you're never gonna see his true talent until he just go.
Period.
Like no care in the world. He just gotta go. Like, Dad, I love you, but time to cut you loose a little bit.
Yeah. I think it just speaks to his dad. I think we're just seeing like,
oh no. Listen, that James business acumen is different.
Yeah.
They control it all. You don't hear nothing about Savannah, the Bryce. They don't get detention. The
way they move, man, it's like the president.
Even
you know what I mean?
crew.
So like I can't be mad at him for trying to set his son up. We will all do the same thing.
Period.
But it's just like we said, it's a time to where Bronny's gonna have to have that conversation with him. Right? Like, hey, I appreciate everything. I'm gonna have to figure this out on my own.
Like Lonzo Ball.
When I need you, I'm gonna come to you for advice. You're gonna have to let me go a little bit.
You know what
Lonzo
I think?
had to have that conversation with his dad.
But you know what I think?
That's why I said Bronny got to have that with his dad.
But what stops that conversation is, I think, when you seen what happened to Dwayne Wade's son. I think Dwayne Wade's son felt he could play, and Dwayne Wade let his son go compete. He really did. He let him go out there and do it his own accord. Nobody can tell me.
But that's not
I think
fair.
Wade should have stopped it.
Right. That's not fair because watching Zaire play, he is a problem. But D Wade understood it because D Wade got it through the mud. But I'm 100% sure that if D Wade had the same pull as LeBron, he may have second guessed a little bit. And the reason why, I'm gonna tell you why I say that, and I'm gonna tell you why. And
he did have pull. I mean, his son.
No, wait. He didn't have the LeBron effect, and I'm gonna tell you why I feel like he would have handled things differently if he had that. We see how he's going about promoting and advocating for his daughter,
for his son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's his daughter. The young child identifies as a woman, so his daughter now, right? We see the way he advocates for that situation. We see the way that he, you know what I'm saying, painting his nails.
I don't
he's
think
in the forefront. He's doing whatever.
I don't think that's Wade advocating for that situation. That's a wife called Gabrielle Union who runs that home, who is making sure he does that. Like that's two totally different things. Because when you look at the big scheme of things, Wade had stock or he had some type of ownership in the Utah Jazz.
He still does.
His son was playing for the G-League for the Utah Jazz.
I thought he still do though.
Yeah, but this is why it's a different situation. If he had to pull LeBron pad, he ain't playing for the G League. What they say about Bron?
I don't.
Bronny said I ain't signing no two ways.
But I don't think Wade would allow his son to not get it out. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like.
Oh, so you saying that Wade made his son get it out the? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that. Now, so he doing it the other way.
Yeah,
like, hey, you're gonna learn how I learn.
Yeah. Wade does.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean?
Nah, I respect that.
Yeah.
So I respect that.
Yeah. He's making.
Yeah, so he telling his son like, yeah, we got like you ain't rich, I'm rich.
Yeah,
Like,
You
he's
go
in
over to
a
town and make you some shoes. You know what I mean? Like,
he
yeah, I
playing
feel
with
you.
a
Now
child
that
black
way,
baby.
yeah, I get you.
yeah, but I think LeBron is using his power to fully control the whole scenario.
Yeah,
The
he's
whole
trying to make sure his son is in the
Just trap.
NBA.
Yes, and get
Right.
Yeah.
Zaire is in China playing.
Of course, his dad's shoe company's in China,
Yeah.
and you seen what Marbury did in China.
Marbury went over there and
So
did
it's
the
like
same.
Marbury
he
got
making
more
that money.
Marbury got
Yeah,
more
he
money.
making that money, and you can mess around and become legendary out there.
Tax free.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah,
you.
Marbury got a statue out that mug. Like,
I'm gonna tell you.
like,
I'm gonna
after
tell
he
you
was
where
eating Vaseline and stuff. Like,
right. Look, since we talking about Zaire, I'm gonna tell you where I think the switch, in my opinion, for Zaire, when they took him out of the school he was in Florida and sent him to Sierra Canyon. I feel like Dwayne Wade did that because LeBron was his boy. They had some conversations, let our sons, go play ball together. But what neither of them anticipated was him going to Sierra Canyon and that coach being the coach that was at Sierra Canyon not caring that you're LeBron or you're Dwayne Wade.
exactly. He
I'm
playing who's
going to
the
play
best.
my team my way.
Who from that team is
Boston?
now?
At that time, it was Boston.
It's
The other
Boston,
Zaire Williams.
Wasn't
Zaire
Keon
Williams.
there?
Who?
Keon Martin's son
Yeah,
was there.
Ken Martin Jr.
No,
Ken Martin Jr. with the year before.
Yeah, I thought
he was at King Martin Jr. was at IMG, and then he went over. Did he go over there to finish school? Scottie Pippen's son was there.
He played his last year, his senior year. He played at Sierra Canyon. Ken Martin Jr.
They got a documentary out.
Yeah, so like you had look at the list. Like if we really brought it up, the guys that was there, we're talking about dudes that's literally going to Duke, UCLA, North Carolina, Kentucky, like, you know what I mean, the blue bloods.
Yeah.
And Zaire was cooking in Florida. So now you bring him, it's one of those things like, okay, yeah, you thinking you're bringing him to a more competitive school to see where he at. Then he gets stuck. And now you found out it's a different, then he got hurt. And it's a different level, right? We all know it's levels to it.
That team, while he was there,
I think Scottie Pippen.
Him and Bronny was both there.
Yeah, Scottie Pippen Jr.
Amari Bailey, Shy Odom, and Zaire Williams were all on that team.
Are any of them
four?
Are any of them in the league today?
Boston played for the Clippers.
Murray Bailey. I don't know about Shy Odom though.
Three out of that four he names in the league.
Are they playing?
Right now?
Are they in the league?
Boston get playing time for the Clippers. I can't remember where Zaire is at right now. He was in Memphis. He might have got traded. And Amari, I want to say the Pistons, but I might be wrong.
And that even shows you more about what we were talking about.
Sierra King, not Zaire, but Shy is at he was a young boy. He's at Howard. He's still in college.
So
okay, so he
go ahead, yo.
No, I was just going off what Deron said.
So think about that, Deron. That goes back to even more talking when I was saying about how low the draft classes are getting, right? Like you think about those guys, high school stats don't even matter no more. It doesn't even matter how good you are in high school. Then you can go be a top high schooler. You can go to a good program and still not make it out. Like you're going to start seeing so many Jabari Parkers and all these other different type of players that end up getting overseas. Like you're going to see that huge, man.
So I'm going to tell you what's happening with that. Right? So now we can't come straight out of high school. So you're forcing me to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening with probably a lot of these young kids is they're going to a situation in a school they're forced to go to just to do that year that the NBA want, and they're getting destroyed by a coach who's still trying to coach old school.
Yeah.
Right? That screaming, yelling, like we all know the times have changed. How we got coached, we can't coach now.
No.
But some of these kids might go to a situation where this coach is still trying to coach like that. And by the time they make it to the league, you done beat their confidence to death.
Yeah.
The transfer, you got to think about it. The transfer portal is part of what today's culture is. When you look at the transfer portal for college, the majority of those kids
I'm mad because they ain't playing at the other school.
Right. My coach here at my college, right? So, he's, coach is always recruiting. So he went to it was a JUCO, it was a JUCO showcase in the playoffs. He was in New York. The team lost in the championship. It was the team lost in the championship. The two leading scorers. He said the game ended. He was waiting in the locker room, outside the locker room, for the kids to come out to talk to him. Before the kids came to the locker room, he got the notification on his phone that they entered the portal. Kids entered the portal in the locker room after losing the championship game.
That's crazy.
They ain't even walked out the locker room yet. They didn't already put that name in the portal.
The LeBron effect. We don't want to say it, but he has.
Is it the LeBron effect? I think playing with your boys, not taking accountability, is the LeBron effect. I can't say kids, dang, well, because you ducking smoke, and I feel like he ducked smoke. I feel like everybody gives KD flack for going to OKC, but nobody acts like it was a problem that LeBron went to Miami.
Well, we won't say the LeBron effect. We'll say it this way. I think the perfect person will be James Harden.
I was going to say John Calipari.
Like when he doesn't want to be somewhere,
he calls the turmoil and he get up out of there.
Think about it. This dude got fat, out of shape to get.
But that's still the LeBron effect, though, right? Because when LeBron went to Miami,
I know you agree. I don't think DeRon likes the word LeBron effect. So,
listen, no, wait.
Because I feel you're going to see a totally different NBA the day he retires. Though.
Listen, again, because
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one.
All my friends say I'm a LeBron hater. So you know what I'm saying. Everybody.
That's cool. I don't care about him either.
You know on this side,
even though he played for the Lakers, it don't matter.
They say I'm a LeBron hater, right? So
you good.
But I won't say that it's the LeBron effect with some of this stuff. Because at the end of the day, is a part of me that likes the fact that the players have took some control. Because we've seen for a long time where coaches and teams, coaches and the management, they'll just get rid of players and they'll be like, whatever. So I like the fact that the players have a little control. What I don't like is there are, how do I put it? When we talk GOAT talk, and I could be wrong, and we got time for we shoot the next episode. You can't point to me an interview where MJ and Kobe said, we lost because my teammates ain't show up. They like, I.
Oh, no, that's 100% fact.
When LeBron loses, and I'm not going to say it's just him because the media built that around him, it's always the others. Like, it doesn't matter if the others is D. Wade and Chris Bosh or it's Matthew Dellavedova. They never say LeBron did this. When LeBron has a great game, they're like, oh my God, bro, LeBron's 39 and he did this. And everybody talk about when Mike was in the Wizards. Guess what? Mike ain't made the playoffs in the Wizards, but he still averaged 30-something points that season. At 40 plus years old, right? Every time LeBron do something, it's amazing. When he do something bad, well, he's 39. What he's supposed to do? He needs a light off. They got to help him out. Like, that's the LeBron effect, where there's no accountability. Do I blame the guys for wanting to play with each other? No, because that's the AAU market. They have the thing where you're coaching, and I've been a part of it. Christopher Bell, a veteran, he'll tell you, coached the Florida Dream down in Florida, right? He right outside of Pensacola, Fort Walton Beach, one of the top AAU programs in the state. He had a time where he was working with the names. I'm not gonna say the shoe company because he might still be trying to get some stuff. But he was working with some names.
They gotta give us a promotion too, sure.
Before we say that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, but he was working with his players He had players, and I heard the story. He had players that got invited to go to a tournament in Vegas. They called him and like, yeah, I only want you to bring these 2 guys. I got the 6 other guys, and they're going to play this amount of minutes. They only play this type of defense. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's just what we're doing now. Like now, bro, I'm coaching AAU, right? My 5th and 6th grade girls team, because with the girls, they normally combine the ages sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
My 5th and 6th grade girls teams. So that means I got 11 and 12-year-olds, right? Mm-hmm. We go to New York tournament. First tournament on the road for these young ladies. They going out, I take over the program. We playing a team that has 3 8th graders, 4 7th graders, and 2 6th graders. But they're playing in the 6th grade bracket. Talking about we got 6th graders. Yeah, but the 6th graders ain't playing. You playing the 6th, 8th graders that's playing down, but you'll hear players and family say, oh, that's her best friend. That's his best friend. They're playing together. Well, then they need to play together up. But you also hear kids who won't try out for teams because their friend won't make it. So they just took that, you know what I'm saying? They took that to the league. It's like little LeBron, like, look, I'm going to play with my boys. I want my boys to come in, this who I hang out with in the summer. I want to play with them. Where it was before kill or be killed. Could you imagine? Because they were saying, could you imagine if Magic and MJ played together like people said they could have? Or if Isaiah Thomas went and played with the Bulls with MJ because they said like he technically could have 1 year before he re-signed? Will we even talk about the Pistons and the Bulls like that?
But it was so many great teams back in the day. Now you have a lot of great
no choice.
But now you have a lot of great individual players. So that's why it looks like people are trying to play together.
Because stats matter.
You know what it is? Remember, think about when we all used to go play pickup. We go to the park.
Right.
What's the one thing that made us all mad? Friendship ball.
Yes.
Right? You get on a team with three dudes that know each other.
They only pass it to each other.
You know you better than all of them, but they only pass to each other. That's the same thing that's going on right now. I'm a team with this guy and this guy and this guy, and we're gonna try to get an easy way to a championship.
That's why.
And this is why you see so many of the big. Go ahead.
I said that's why you got to draft role players.
Yeah, because that's why you see so many of the big 3 fail because we all know talent ain't gonna just win you a game. You know what I mean? Like you gotta earn it.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be connected, and too many people are trying to take shortcuts.
Well, there's one league that's not taking any shortcuts.
Bring it.
So, wanted to get a woman's perspective. So we all know that.
All right, hold on. Before you start that video, though, Shannon Sharp, boy.
Listen, man, him and Stephen A. Smith.
With yourself. Like,
him and Stephen A. Smith, bro. They.
And do you see what he look like right now?
Bro, I have.
Like, he need to take the AirPods out. Look like he got like grandma earrings on right now.
Listen, I have utmost respect for Shannon because you played for my Ravens. Him and Stephen A. Smith lately, bro. Like, and I understand it's a money thing now. Like you're part of something bigger.
Yeah.
And that's how they operate. I don't never want to get to that point where my integrity, like, it's to the point where they really believe in some of the stuff that they're saying that makes no sense.
They lost who they are.
And
you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna stay 10 toes down. I'm gonna stay me.
But it's easy.
Regardless
look, I'll say this. I think it's easy for us for where we're all in life. It might be different if somebody dangle $100 million check in front of all 3 of us and say, look, this the split, but this is what y'all got to do. Like I wanna say that based on what we've been through in life, because at the end of the day, too, we got to think about some of these athletes. What we've been through in the military, forget our life outside of the military, right? Think about what we've been in the military. We talk about deployments, losing brothers, losing sisters, surviving overseas, and then you come home and you lose one of your brothers to suicide or you lose your brother to a jealous girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like we've been through some real life stuff and still had to go to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for us
And
to
this
lose
is why,
people.
like you said about them dangling 100 million. This is why it would be different for us. We all been through shit together.
Yeah.
Facts.
20 years of it. You know what I mean? So we done dealt with pain with each other and been there for each other. So that's why it's different.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, Shannon. Oh,
When that lip
A
curl,
very different approach of why you don't believe that she was selected, and you didn't have I don't think you had a problem with her not being selected. So I want to, Ocho and I want to open the floor up to you and let you go into great detail, because you know when you're on television, you got to get to the top of the hour, you got to get to the break, you got 4 or 5 people, and even though we have 3 people, we're going to open the floor up to you, Janae. Tell us what's going on in this situation.
Sure. I think the hardest thing is that oftentimes when we're in a debate format, people are more concerned with entertainment than the truth. And the truth is that I have a lot of lived experience into why she probably was not selected. And I said it before, it's largely based off of experience. I don't know if people realize that earlier this year, Team USA almost lost to Belgium. It took a buzzer beater by Breonna Stewart to win. The rest of the world is coming. I don't know if you followed the U.S. women's national team. You saw what happened with the men. I know we didn't send our best squad over there, but over the last summer, you saw the international competition. If you look at the NBA right now, who is dominating the league in some regards? The last few years,
foreign
players. The game has changed. And I really do give a lot of credit as it pertains to basketball to the foresight of the NBA. The NBA has wanted to make this a global game. I'm Nigerian. The only other professional basketball league outside of the NBA and the WNBA is the Basketball Africa League, who just had competition and championships. They're really putting their work into growing the global game. But at the end of the day, that helps everyone rise. And I think people haven't realized the level of competition is so fierce that you don't want to take a chance of, at this iteration, potentially maybe having a player that has no familiarity with the roster, no experience at that high level. I think the youngest player on the roster is probably Sabrina Ionescu, who's a first-time Olympian, but we've seen what she's done in the league. The previous Olympians, they've all had at least 9 players have had Olympic experience. So like, if you look at what they constructed, they know that the world is coming. And then I think at the end of the day, like, we're people that are all fans, right? Like, the reason why we have the jobs we have is because we love sports. We love it at the highest level. We appreciate the moment that the women's game is at. We want that moment to carry over, but it can't come at the expense of what the Olympic mission is, and it's to medal. And I think that's the one thing people are sort of missing in all of this. The goals of Team USA by criteria is to assemble the best team, a team where your players are set up for success. And I think based off of the popularity of Caitlin Clark, people think that that shouldn't matter, but that is a central mission. And I don't know if this is like, this certain circumstance is setting Caitlin up for success. Her not playing with the team, her not having experience out there as much as the other women. There's a lot of factors that go into these types of decisions that are the reality and not like our dream for what we want the women's game to be. The women's game has always been the most competitive league in the world. And then you whittle that down, and now this is the most competitive team in the world. That's what it's consistently been. That's the reason why they've won 7 Olympic gold medals straight. They don't want to deviate from that just because of what people deem is popular or what people deem is, oh, this is a move.
So what do you guys think about what she's saying?
So,
all right, I'm gonna stop. Go ahead, Duran.
No, go ahead. Look, listen, I'm about to hit him with some stats. Go ahead and do your thing.
Look, all right. So I have a few problems with this. So Caitlin being left off, she should have been left off. Right? I'm gonna start with, you're still adjusting to the women's WNBA game. Overseas, the Olympics, that's a whole different ball game. It's even more physical. Is still
a thing. Hand checking is still a thing in EuroLeague.
Exactly. So if you're struggling with the physicality of the women's game in the pro league, you're gonna get your ass handed to you in the Olympics. But then we also got to talk about the other women that didn't make it. You got a teammate, Aaliyah Boston. Before we even start talking about you, that should be on the roster. We were talking about old girl from Notre Dame. Still ain't gonna butcher her name. We love you, Queen.
Enrique.
She should be on the roster.
Problem.
She should be on the roster, right? So I get it. You know, you had Stephen A. Smith and everybody else go off about how, you know, they're stupid and we should have included Caitlin Clark. But at the end of the day, we're trying to win. Like you said, 7 straight. We're trying to win. If she can't deal with the league right now, y'all trying to adjust the rules for her and everything else, why are we gonna take her on the scene?
So I agree. This is the thing. As long as we've been watching sports, I ain't never heard somebody say, no, she's not better than the girls that's on the team, but we should have put her because she's more popular. Huh? Like, are you hearing yourself? Like, cool, she's popular. No one's taking that away. But if we want to be real, if we go by popularity is the only thing that we could talk about why she should be on the team. It wasn't an issue when she was in college. She never got selected to play. Because I don't know if people remember, Haley Van Lith, Angel Reese, all them girls played under 20, U18, U17. Caitlin Clark was in college. She didn't play. Nobody said nothing, right? Now they're saying she should play. And they're advocating, like everybody is pushing Caitlin Clark. Despite what people want to say, and I've heard people say it and they want to knock and say whatever. I'm rocking an Angel Reese jersey because she's from the crib. That's family. I knew when she played at Maryland. I love what she's been doing. But we like to go by stats and numbers. She's averaging almost a double-double. If I'm not mistaken, Angel is averaging like 14 points, 9.2 rebounds a game.
Yeah, she
Caitlin
just had a
Clark's
double-double
number
her
2
last
behind
game.
her. She's averaging more points, but then her assist and rebounds are way low, 3 and 6, right? So she's not even the best statistical rookie. If we're going to say we're not going to put in Enrique from Dallas, and we're going to put a rookie there. They're literally arguing she should be playing because she's popular. And my thing is, if we're talking, I think the issue that I have with a lot of guys now that talk about the league, especially these pro guys, and they've all admitted it on various podcasts, they don't watch the game. And if you've only played in the NBA and never left the States, you don't realize how much effect the women's game overseas really is. That's why Diana Taurasi missed the season a couple years ago. Her team in Russia said, listen, I'm going to pay you $1.2 million to not play in the WNBA season this year. You can practice all you want. I don't want you to play because we're trying to repeat over here.
Yeah, it's always been like that too. That's how Brittany Griner got locked up.
Got in trouble. And she felt like she was above the law because why? She was a star over there. They just so happened to lose everything that was going on. She became a victim of the situation. I guarantee that wasn't the first time she probably traveled the way she traveled.
Oh, hell no.
But the women's game outside of here is pretty big. And in the States, you have people that are, Caitlin Clark, cool. Hey, I'm with you. But guess what? Just like Young said, you crying for calls here. Hand checking and physicality is still a thing overseas. So what you going to do when you go over there and them Nigerians or them Brazilians or them girls from China who always come to play, they hand check you
one of those nice screens.
They set you with one of them screens where they're allowed to lean a little bit, where they're allowed to push a little bit, where they're allowed to do the things more physical than you think you're doing here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly feel statistically she's not there. Do I think in 2 years when they go to the World Games, will she be there? Yes. What I think in the next 4 years in LA? Yes. But if we're gonna sit here and argue about her not being in the USA Olympic team, like there's other players that I feel should be there. Now, if your sole purpose of them being there is because y'all believe that she can be the marketing savior and bring money to the league, then cool. But I hate when people make the comparison and say, well, when Mike came in, they made the Jordan rules. What they always skip is the part that, yeah, they created the Jordan rules, but even when you was beating the crap out of Mike, he was still giving you 30 and 40 and 50.
Yeah.
Caitlin just had 3 points the other night. Like she had 10. I think she had 10 last night against the Sun, right?
Yeah.
They lost by 17.
3 the night before that.
And 3 the night before that. I seen posts, somebody was like, yeah, because you said this before, you joked about it. One of my friends, oh yeah, my GOAT had a bad night. She only had 10 points, but you know, it was against the best team in the league. Bro, I don't care who you playing, because the reports last year when you was coming out was WNBA, be on the lookout. She's coming to dominate y'all the way she dominated in college. That ain't the case, because you playing against some grown men. I mean, I said grown women, I mean. But it's grown men that are saying these statements like they didn't play in the sport where they were a rookie. And it was somebody, like even Pat Bev said they talked all that about Lonzo Ball and LaMelo Ball. And what did he do? First game he got up in their stuff, and ain't nobody say he was being dirty. They all was like, this is welcome to the league, young fella.
Welcome to, yeah. And look, this is the other part, right? They arguing about the 5-on-5 Olympic team. She didn't even make the 3-on-3.
Period. Haley Van Lith did.
Right? Haley Van Lith, Cameron Brink.
Yep.
Okay, so
they're going to repeat.
Now, all right, I'm gonna go a little deeper on it. What does that say about you? You ain't get picked. Like, we got a 3-on-3 squad and a 5-on-5 squad.
You ain't made that one up.
You ain't make there one. And we trying to boost the popularity, right? So there's something about you that was like, nah, we don't need you on this team. Like, we got 2 Olympic teams going and you ain't make neither one.
Yet. But again, I feel like she hasn't had a real offseason. See, the difference between the NBA and college, college men's basketball ends in March.
And they got to June.
You get drafted in June. You don't show up to summer camp to October. So, and let's say you made it,
you do the combine like May.
You know what I'm saying? So let's say you made it all the way through. Let's say you went to the championship, then you did the combine. The combine ends. You have from the end of the combine until September 27th to work out, to mentally prepare yourself for the league. When March Madness ended for the WNBA, the draft was 2 weeks later. Training camp was
preseason was like 2 weeks later.
Got drafted. Preseason was a week. You know what I'm saying?
Like
this girl been hooping. She been on media press tours. She been doing all this other stuff. None of the rookies really had a chance to adjust. The only difference, the reason why people don't like her game, Norris, but why she is able to thrive in the game, Angel Reese, or doing what she's doing, is her position. She's played a position where she's been banged up, battling, whatever. You know, all through college, her position is to get hit, basically. When you're in the paint, that's what you do. You come down here with these,
and that's why she's doing what she's doing.
So she get to the league, now you're doing the same thing. The only difference is now she get to hit you back.
Right.
Caitlin is a finesse shooter. We all know you better not leave that girl open. That 9 times out of 10, that thing cash. When she come across half court, you can't let her shoot. But the same thing that we say now, if we go back to South Carolina, when LSU beat them, you get into her and make her uncomfortable. The push off, the step back, that's her move. So I counteract it by getting in your grill, and instead of me letting you bring the physicality to me, I bring it to you. She just not
And
there.
the other thing she got a problem with, right? Just looking at it from a basketball standpoint, like how like Deron was talking about. You get into it. She only want to shoot threes, so you still ain't developed the 1-2 pull up, right? Like all those, the little floater. That's the stuff she needs to develop because they pressing her. So if you're gonna get
And you
into my
gotta
chest
counteract
and I got a handle, I'm gonna hit you with something and I'm gonna get by you. And then I know y'all want to be physical, so I can stop at the free throw line, pull up, or hit you with the little runner.
And I'm going to make free throws if you foul me.
Yeah, so she ain't developed that other side of the game yet. Like, and that's what drives me crazy. The fact that she's played 4 years in college, is now in the pros, and we still got to teach you that.
Y'all done? Y'all got everything.
I'm gonna let you talk about your white goat. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I want to let y'all be able to get everything off you need.
Go ahead.
Right. I
got 4 rebuttals. So whatever you say.
No. You know when you start, yeah, we gonna say something.
It's not even about rebuttals. What everything you guys just said, I completely agree with. With that being said,
but
that's not what the WNBA has been selling. And that's the issue, right? You can't go out here. You sold Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark is now bringing. This girl got a Mercedes-Benz deal, dog.
But she had it at Iowa.
No, I'm just saying, like, the money she's bringing in from everything that she brought over. You talked about the Nike deal. She's going to have a signature shoe deal. Like, all these things that she's doing brings in revenue for the WNBA.
Facts.
And people are now going to WNBA games who didn't care they didn't care about WNBA.
Like yourself.
Now, yeah. No, I can't say that. I went to see the Mystics even when they were losing. I'll show you pictures.
Free.
I got pictures.
There was free tickets though.
No, I paid for it. They were in a high school, like almost like
you didn't get them all vet text.
I did, but it was like $20. it was like $20 though. But they were in a high school. Think about it.
You know about that.
No, that's a perfect example though. So think about it. You know, I live here in DC, dog. The first 2 seasons that I seen the Washington Mystics, I had to park in the hood, walk 2 miles to a high school size stadium, gymnasium.
I remember.
Now I get to take the metro to the downtown DC and watch them in Capital One Arena, dog.
And get
that would never have happened. That was not going to happen if Caitlin Clark didn't come in. They started selling Capital One tickets the night of the draft. They changed the location of that game the night of the WNBA draft. So my thing is, it's not about talent until the players want to argue why she didn't make it. The big system itself, they're not saying nothing, but they wanted Caitlin Clark to get on their team.
Because the system itself, because when we go back to what we talked about earlier when it comes to money, marketing. Yes, you want her there because of marketing.
It's smart.
But again, and it's not to make it
one of y'all able to pull up the whole roster for the women's team? Because I want to argue a couple people that's on the men's Olympic team.
Oh no, I have a bunch of people for the men's that
no.
The men's. And look, while the wrong the men's, I don't know if you can pause it, whatever. I got to run to the bathroom, y'all.
Just go ahead, do your thing. Go do your thing.
But I'll say this: when it comes to the women's game, and I'll wait to discuss the Olympics till Young come back.
Yeah.
But when we talk about the women's game, yes, Caitlin, listen, I love what they're talking about because I don't want to take it away from that young lady. But she's not the only rookie doing that. Have you seen the Chicago Sky numbers since they drafted Angel Reese?
Yeah, it's up.
The jersey said her jersey sold more than anything they've ever had the first day it dropped. I literally, no lie, I ordered her jersey the day it dropped.
But we have to be realistic too, though.
It took them almost a month.
But that's because she's an African American female.
But is she not good?
She's a decent basketball player, man.
Okay.
But then when you think about it, Angel Reese plays the night before Caitlin at the same arena, back home in the DMV, and didn't have no ticket sales compared to Caitlin Clark. That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand.
Can I ask you a question? But like you just said, and this goes back to what you just said.
Yeah.
She's a black woman playing, right? And it's like, oh, cool, it's another black woman that can hoop.
Yeah.
Is it
be able to hoop?
Right? Is it a possibility that this girl is being pushed because she's white?
So
based on what you said, because I want you to think about it.
I'm finna give it to you because y'all didn't let me get it off last podcast.
What you mean?
I'm finna answer your question because you said you didn't want to talk about race last time.
Right, go ahead, get it off. Get it off.
I was just saying at the moment we can have the race debate, but what I was saying was, because race is going to be a thing. Period. But the marketing dollars is behind whatever. But all I was saying was the stats show, that Angel Reese stats are better than hers.
Yeah, she has better utility stats, assists, rebounds. I understand what you're saying.
And points. I think she might be right under her
Clark is at 16.8. I did that last podcast.
Okay, so she's 16.8.
I mean, you can't say 16.8 when she's shooting like 35%. Look, like those hollow stats. Like, let's talk basketball, though.
This is what Deron talking about.
So Angel is 11.6 points, 9.6 rebounds.
Okay, how many points is
Caitlin Clark is 16.3 points.
She dropped. She went 3.
Yeah. Hold on. I want all the stats.
No.
We know
take the points out of it.
Me and Deron already said
listen, I'm giving Caitlin Clark that, but this is my thing that I will say, and it's hard to compare them two because they play different positions. Angel Reese is a utility player that plays in the post, who gets rebounds. She gets her points out the muscle. Caitlin Clark has the ball a lot, hence why she scores. But let's compare, since we're talking the Olympic team, Caitlin Clark is averaging.
Deron, do this.
16.3. I want you to write this down. Caitlin Clark,
16.3
points.
I got you.
Just remember. Look, just remember.
I got you.
Right here.
She's 16, 6, and 4.
16.
That's Caitlin.
16,
6, and 4.
That's points, assists, and rebounds per game.
Rebounds.
Okay. All right.
What's her turnovers like, though?
I ain't even gonna go there because it's disrespectful.
All right.
But we're gonna go with. Hold on.
Angel Reese. 11.
Look at old girl from the Sparks for me.
I'm not even going Angel Reese. I'm gonna find somebody that
you should go Angel Reese because that's who you're talking about. That's who you.
Go old girl from the Sparks. We need somebody that plays the position.
I can't say Angel because, like you said, Angel doesn't shoot threes and she doesn't have the ball the amount of time that Caitlin does. But since we're talking the Olympics, I'm gonna go with another player who was left off, who has the ball the same amount of time as Angel Reese. As Caitlin Clark.
Go ahead.
And her numbers is 26.4, 4.5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3.2 steals.
I'm gonna go get her jersey just for my brother because he's a Notre Dame fan.
And look, and that's a recap.
From what team she on?
The Dallas Wings.
Dallas.
Okay, but what's their record?
They are. What is that? What is Dallas' record? Heck, I don't know. Hold on.
They might be with Indiana somewhere.
Shoot,
I don't know if they're like 3-9 though, man. I don't know.
They are 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look like 4 and 7.
Okay. And what is Indiana?
Like 3-9.
Yep, Indiana's 3 and 9.
Okay.
Look.
That answers your question right there.
What answers my question?
That answers your question why she didn't make it.
But you're advocating to me that Caitlin should make it, and she's 10 points less than her.
That's not what I said, Deron. You taking and changing the argument to sports. I told you that the scores and stuff y'all said was completely right. Okay. I'm telling you.
So you're just talking about a marketing point.
I'm telling you from what the marketing perspective is why Caitlin Clark should have made it.
Now,
because that's what the WNBA has been selling to the world.
Well, now I'm with you on that.
Like, here's the thing. Has it been the WNBA selling that she's supposed to be that? Or has it been
not the WNBA. It was the media leading her to the WNBA.
It ain't been the W, it's been the media.
Because she just got there.
The W, remember the W is Diana Taurasi and Kelsey Plum. And remember
I'm not talking about players in the WNBA. I'm talking about the market of the WNBA.
Right, but remember,
but they didn't market her. the NCAA and the sponsors market her as she was getting drafted. Now, of course, the Indiana Fever took advantage of getting the most popular player, and they're gonna sell out everything. Now, if we're talking about straight popularity marketing, a way to advance the brand,
it's her, hands down.
Yeah, she should be there.
It's her, then Angel Reese, then Cameron Brink. This rookie
Yeah,
class.
we're talking about the new generation. Like all of them should have been on the team.
This new generation
but nobody,
is different.
But you can't say all of them because all of them aren't.
Angel Reese, definitely.
No, give him the 3. No, I just said just the top 3, maybe 4.
You can't even give them the top 3.
If you look,
Angel Reese is not selling out stadiums, bro.
But see, that's the problem, right? She's famous.
Numbers?
She's famous for She's famous for Angel Reese giving her "You Can't See Me."
Chicago.
Huh?
Go look at the arena that they play at in Chicago.
Nah, man, fuck all that.
Duran don't want. That's what I'm saying. Like,
nah, hold on, I got you, Duran. Caitlin Clark is famous because Angel Reese told her "You can't see me."
Right, I'm putting it in perspective. Like
I'm telling y'all, I told Duran he didn't let me get it off last episode. I'm going to tell you why Caitlin is popular.
Because white people like her.
It's not just that.
So she like a farmer.
No. So it's funny because I was just talking to somebody about this. When you think about Caitlin Clark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Duran, you see it every day. Most white girls' parents are putting them in camps, and they do one thing. They learn how to do one thing good. What is that?
Shoot the basketball.
That's why she is marketable.
They shoot the hell out of basketball.
Because I can't teach the average white female to the average. I'm not talking about Breonna Stewart's and Diana Taurasi's. I'm talking about you can't teach them to ball like Juju.
That's true.
But see, this is where we were.
It's not a realistic scale for the Caucasian.
Yeah, Juju isn't a realistic scale. She's 6'18".
Hey, look, we make sure we save this one.
180 solid. She just
Juju about to be the female Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah. She's going for sure.
We're gonna save that one.
Miller.
Look,
she's going for Cheryl Miller.
Juju about look.
Yeah, she a dog. But I'm telling you,
she about to be fucking something else.
Caitlin, every white girl sees themselves in her.
But see, that's the problem I have. Y'all made Caitlin. We got Sabrina Ionescu. We already had that.
But
Kobe took under her wing. Like, so if Kobe took that girl under his wing, that's who y'all should be paying attention to. And she had to shoot out with Steph Curry.
But she wasn't breaking any records.
But y'all picked her to shoot with Steph Curry.
The issue with Sabrina that I feel like is
she's not breaking records. She didn't do anything historically.
No, she was doing something, but I don't like the record thing because we can't judge on numbers. Early Miller is the real WNBA. The real NCAA.
I know that's the African American lady
who didn't shoot not 1 3, and they used the man's basketball.
Yeah.
It was better than her brother.
You can't argue that we didn't put our people on a pedestal. They did. That's what I'm saying. Like we argue things that that's what I'm saying. Like we arguing something about something that we haven't took.
So so look, we don't even need to argue about it because in a year we're gonna be good. Because Juju gonna do everything she needs to do, and we'll be good. So we ain't gonna be talking about Caitlin no more.
Y'all said, I think Duran said it's not a popularity contest. But it is in the men's sport. Because I'm looking at this guy that I would never have put on this Olympic
team. The men's
team.
is a brand.
Okay, so let's talk about the men's. Let's talk about the team.
Who was that?
Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton?
He would not have been. He would not have been.
All right, hold on.
But he was that guy this year. He was that
Norris,
guy.
Hold on. Go through the list. Let's read off the whole list first.
First, Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, go ahead. Read the whole list.
Devin Booker.
Okay.
Stephen Curry. Anthony Davis. KD. Anthony Edwards. Joel Embiid.
Injured.
Trash Halliburton. Drew Holiday, who people just now giving credit to in this second game,
but he was on the last one. So okay.
But I'm just saying, like, you see what I mean? He's a star. Yeah. We all think he good. LeBron James,
most underrated star in the NBA.
LeBron James, he's definitely there for popularity. He's getting older. Kawhi Leonard,
ain't he injured?
Who?
He injured too. So we're gonna talk about this because we're gonna read you reading off the list, and we're gonna talk about replacements.
And who?
And Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum's the last one.
Do you think Jaylen Brown should take that spot?
Jaylen Brown could have took Tyrese Halliburton.
Nah, we need another point guard.
Kyrie should have took Tyrese Halliburton.
But again, that's how we know it's not. He's too controversial.
And Grant Hill said it though. So I give Grant Hill, I give him his credit on that one. At least he stood up and said it like, hey, he was too controversial. Everything that was going on with Kyrie. He even said that about Draymond too. So look, Grant Hill stood on that.
That's crazy though.
Gil stood on it too.
They put Draymond and Kyrie in the same conversation.
And that's controversy.
And that's what I'm saying, Deron. In one spectrum, in the men's, it is popularity because we have so much talent, right? We can throw a couple sprinkles in there and hope that we don't get in.
If you look at that roster, hey, look, if you look at that roster again, it's business. I bet you most of them Nike.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
AE the only one
in business.
AE and I think AE and Embiid.
Skechers.
Yeah. So it's business.
I've never seen a Skechers basketball shoe.
Hey, I heard they comfortable though, dog.
Bro, Skechers are comfortable. They're the best shoe ever to be a nurse or working.
Him and Maxie are both Skechers.
Who? Maxie is
That's why he ain't make it. That's why they ain't make it.
That's why they can't win a playoff.
Hey, what you call it playing for his country, SGA?
Yeah, he Canadian.
Yeah. Okay. Canadian.
Bro, have you looked at the Canadian roster?
The Canadians is the ones we got to worry about.
Have you looked at the Canadian roster?
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, that squad is crazy.
That's the one you need to look at.
Yeah, that's the one we got to worry about. But hold on, before you read that squad, so who should we replace?
I would say at least Bam and Tyrese Halliburton.
For Kyrie and Jaylen Brown.
For Bam?
Nah, see, you're going too small. That's what keep causing us problems in the Olympics now.
No, I was saying Kyrie, period, because Kyrie should be there.
But you said Jaylen Brown, and he said.
Oh no, he said Jaylen Brown for Halliburton.
Yeah,
no, he said Jaylen Brown for Halliburton.
All right, Jaylen Brown for Halliburton.
I'll have to go look and see who I would go get for Bam for sure.
Who you gonna get? Because everybody else is European. Luka is European.
That's what sucks. All the big men
plays in France.
What is Gobert?
Greek plays the Greek freak plays for Greece.
He's French.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna put Cat on that team. He ain't ready for that kind of physicality. No, Gobert.
Who else we got?
But I'm saying you can't put Cat on the Olympic team.
You got Rudy. Wait, the French team got Rudy and Wembanyama playing together.
Yep.
You got a 7'2"
and the kid.
7-foot center.
Yeah, like this shit crazy. That shit crazy. Nah, but you know who I would switch Halliburton out for?
Joker going to his country.
I'll switch Halliburton out for Fox.
Ooh. I feel like De'Aaron Fox deserves it. If we just give a chance.
Look at the names that's missing. Fox, Lillard.
Oh yeah, Dame is not there.
Yeah, like we got a lot of options.
So many guards. It's a lot of guards.
That's what I'm saying. Like we got a lot of options, but the bigs that they pick.
Jalen Brunson there over Halliburton.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jalen Brunson, Lillard, Fox. But it's got a lot of guards.
Is Zion healthy? Zion can go for Bam. Is he healthy?
He would have been. He would. No, I think he's. I don't know because he got hurt in the playoff game.
They got Embiid.
Look, the hamstring. I don't trust the hamstring. Embiid hurt. Embiid ain't playing. Kawhi ain't playing.
Kawhi, yeah.
So they're going another two spots.
Who's the alternate? Who's the alternates for those two spots?
That's what I'm saying. Jaren Jackson Jr.
What about Wendell Carter? If you want a big man?
Fuck no. No, I take Jaren Jackson.
I'm just looking through the list. Looking through the list.
I'll take Lively.
Jaren Jackson Jr. That'll be who I take first.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah,
but it's a popularity contest in the NBA. Tyrese had a great popular season, and he showed you who he was in the playoffs.
It ain't even about that. The moment that we lost in the World Cup and LeBron started tweeting everybody,
Jerry Allen from the Cleveland Cavaliers. They got him top 11 in centers, top 24. Jared Allen.
But see, look,
that's tough.
We never seen him in
in that
that
competition.
type of action.
What is DeAndre Ayton? Is he Canadian?
Yes, I think.
He's from the Bahamas.
Okay. Man, I'm looking through this list. Everybody else like overseas centers. Miles Turner.
You see what I'm saying? Like if you take out a Bayou out, we ain't got much behind him. I'm telling you, it's gonna be Jaren Jackson Jr. because Embiid ain't playing.
It's kind of sad though when you think about it.
I mean, but if LeBron is a 6 man, we good. Like we gonna bring home the gold. Like, look, he ain't gonna be playing a lot.
Yeah. But I feel like it's all popularity, man. I feel like the NBA is all about NBA understands how to bring that money revenue in. Even though we had some bad seasons where we actually wasn't as competitive in the Olympics, it was never something people talked about all year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It still brings the money in. It gave people like Austin Reeves another reason to get paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's what the WNBA has to start building, right? Because I'm gonna tell you why she should have been in there from a business standpoint. Caitlin Clark should have been in there because
she's
did
what you got is business.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why though. Because if they don't maximize this season, Caitlin Clark will not be nobody next year. She's been exposed. She's been exposed.
She's been exposed. But let me ask you a question
though. That girl for the Connecticut Suns, I watched that game. Now she ripped her like.
Hey, you went back and watched. Look, we told you. Hey, Connecticut Suns sound different.
But listen,
so if the WNBA wanted to go ahead and win off of this financially, it should have been.
But this is the thing.
This
is the thing that we're not. This is the thing
I was gonna say something.
This is the thing that we are skipping. Could we try to compare the NBA to the WNBA, right? You don't see when you go to USA basketball, there's no more NBA nothing. There's no WNBA nothing. It's Team USA and that Nike check that's on the jersey. So we can say that the WNBA is not capitalizing because they didn't. If any, I don't even think nobody that's a part of the USA committee is in the league. They're just picking from the league, just like with the men's game.
Yeah.
Nah, hold on, Duran. The coach from the Lynx is the coach for the Olympic
She's the one
team.
coaching this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the coach. There's no WNBA branding. And when I say this, I mean it as in we know the women's team has been winning the Olympics the last couple of years, right?
Right.
We've all probably caught a couple games. Me more. I've watched all the games because I watched the games. But a lot of people don't watch until the gold medal round.
Yeah.
There's no promoting of the WNBA. There's no, this is Asia Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces.
Because they didn't feel like that's what I'm saying. They didn't. But I don't think.
But it's the thing though. I don't think once you get on that world stage and Paris is talking, they're just saying this is Caitlin Clark of USA. They're not saying this is Caitlin Clark, USA of the Indiana Fever. Y'all support the Indiana Fever. That's not what they're doing. Just like with the men's game. That's why, yes, it's popularity as far as who we send because we're like, we can't lose. We ain't trying to lose. But ain't nobody. I think like if the WNBA if their revenue would have took a good hit, I think they would have pushed. Like now, you see, everybody complain. Now she's the alternate for the WNBA team. And I think the person who's hurt is a big. So they're going to bring her on. So she's going to play by the end of the summer. She's going to be on the roster so everybody can shut up. But I've never heard anybody fight for somebody just because of popularity. Just like the last time I saw this was when Lonzo Ball father was talking about, if the Lakers not number one, my son number two. Who's ever come out like, y'all want to be number two?
But you said it last episode. You said it's at the end of the day, it's a business.
It's a business, but I don't think the WNBA is making any money. as many games. I don't know if y'all watch games.
You
You've been at the live game.
You don't think Caitlin Clark would have became global popular?
But listen, but
She's already
she's already. See, this is the thing. She's already global popular, right? Kobe was global popular. So, like, okay, you're going to go over there, and they're going to have your jerseys and everything else. But is it going to translate, like, in Paris? Do they know who she is? Like, is the putting her on the team, is that going to be like when Jordan went to Barcelona?
No.
That's, you know what I mean? That's what the WNBA is hoping for. We don't know if Paris is watching the WNBA like that.
But
we got friends that's all over the world. I guarantee between now and the next cycle we do a recording. Let's reach out. We got people that's all over the world that play sport, that sit in areas. I guarantee the people that are talking about Caitlin Clark are not like here, because like when you was overseas, they know who the winners are. They don't know just the whoever's. They know who is. Bro, I was in Japan, and the lady was in shock when she found out Tyrese was a singer. She thought he was just an actor because she knew him from the Fast and Furious movies. Because that's what's being promoted.
But you don't think that with all that star power on the court with Caitlin Clark, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think she will put on a show? Because now you can't just, because right now it's easy to guard Indiana Fever because all you got to do is stop her.
But guess
that's
what?
true.
It's
so
even,
I'm gonna ask you
even
this:
easier to guard her over there because guess what? I can hand check. I can physically do the things.
But now she can dish it to a 3-point shooter or a scorer.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm gonna take it a different way.
Aaliyah Boston the score. Caitlin Clark's game has never been predicated off of giving someone else the ball. Her game is always been predicated on her shooting the three, her being able to shoot it deep. She's not saying she's him, but she's what Steph Curry did to the game when he came to the game.
I'll disagree with that statement because before they made it to the game where they lost to South Carolina, she dished it to that girl, the black girl,
big girl.
She had her high.
Who averaged 12 points a game and 0 dribbles and only got the ball in the dunker spot. When you watch the games,
Deron, okay, I got it. You got it.
When did she get? She didn't.
You're making a bold, like concrete statement, like she doesn't have the ability to. She did it when she had to.
She has the ability. My thing is with the Olympic team. Even if she was put on the team, I'm gonna put it this way: even if she was put on the team, it would basically be like Christian Laettner being put on the dream team. You're adding her because she was Christian Laettner was the most popular player, even though we all know Shaq should have been on that team. Caitlin Clark is the most popular player. So we all looking at it because they even started a conversation while they were doing an NCAA run. Right. And then you had Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie. That's all adding to she should be on the team. When we just break it down from a basketball standpoint, if we put her on the team, does she get off the bench? Because Anthony Davis coming out of college didn't get off until the game was a blowout. That's the other part of it. Like we can put her there because of popularity, but she really gonna sit, and then you're gonna get a whole millions of fans mad because she sat on the bench and she ain't playing the Olympics.
The same way they cried, and now she's an alternate. It'll be the same if she don't play. And for you to say that girl that she played with at Iowa, basically saying she's better than Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston's on the Indiana Fever. You just said out your mouth that Caitlin Clark doesn't have anyone to give the ball to.
She doesn't.
So you're saying that white girl from Iowa, who no one knows her name, is better than Aaliyah Boston?
She's not white, Deron. They had the black girl from Iowa that was the center, bro.
Was she better than Aaliyah Boston? Is she better than Aaliyah Boston?
That's what I'm talking about this year.
The girl from the year before was the white girl who she was eating off of.
No, Deron. You okay.
You want to bet?
It's nothing to bet because I'm right. I watched every one of those games. Like, I'm finna give you the girl's name. That girl had her
this year.
That black girl led them to the win. She had her highest scoring game in the NCAA tournament, Deron.
This year, was she the same center last year that started?
No, I'm talking about this year.
And that girl's better than Aaliyah Boston?
Yes. She's going to be the face of Iowa next year.
No, she not.
Hold on.
That's why the coach left. That's why the coach left.
So you saying the girl from Iowa, the
That black
center,
girl,
is going to be
homegrown
better than
Iowa
Aaliyah
kid.
Boston?
Yes, that's what
She's
he
going to
said.
be better than Aaliyah Boston.
I'm finna
He
pull
said
up.
she is now.
No, you ain't got to put. We gonna leave that one to be determined because we got to see her develop next year because Caitlin ain't there.
Yeah, now
If she turns out to be better than
Her
Aaliyah
name
Boston,
her name is Hannah Stuckley.
Hannah Stuckley. All right, we're gonna remember that name.
I ain't forget her. I know she ain't
Nora
played the year
said-
before because the other
Nora
girl.
says she gonna be better than Aaliyah Boston. Mark
No, he
this
said
down.
she is now.
Okay, June 11th, 324. She better than Aaliyah Boston now.
Let me pull up Aaliyah Boston stats.
Look her up.
She's
NCAA champion.
She's averaging 10.6 a game.
Hold on, you can if you no. Mm-mm. You can't go by her pro stats and do the girls' college stats. Show them compared in college.
Because Caitlin don't pass it to her in the pros. He could go because she passed it to the other girl in college.
Let's see here. Boston.
She probably like 19 and 11.
Who?
Boston. In college.
I'm about to look her up. Because she played for South Carolina, right?
Sure did.
Mm-hmm. Dawn Staley. Shout out Philly.
Let's see here. Boston. Let's see here. Let's look at her South Carolina stats. South Carolina basketball stats.
$14, 10, and 1 as a career. Played 138 games. She was NCAA All-Tourney 4 years, NCAA champion. She averaged 14 points, 10 rebounds a game, and 1.7 as a career for college.
So 14, 10, and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Does that compare to the stats that we did last week for the person average 20 something a game?
Who we talking about?
Clayton again?
Hold on.
Yeah, see, look, wrong person.
Let me go pull it up.
She averaged 15 her freshman year, 17 her sophomore year, 18 her junior year, then 15 her senior year because that's when Asia Wilson was there.
And it's not transitioning over to the NBA because she's averaging less.
No, she went for
Because
13,
now
and then she came to 10.
She got a ball dominant guard.
Your girl stopped passing the ball.
I watched her play.
All right, hold on. All right, James, I'm gonna break this down for
so
you.
So what's old girl going to do next year then? What's Hannah going to do without a guard passing the ball?
She's going to dominate. They're going to play inside out.
Norris,
how?
Answer this
for me. They got a new coach.
Go ahead, yeah.
That coach quit.
Who's the best point guard in big man duo? Women or male?
Who?
Best point guard duo or best big man and point guard duo? Women or male?
Are we going to Olympics too?
Are you saying name one?
Yeah, name one.
Oh, Cynthia Cooper and Lisa Leslie.
But he said men.
No, he said women and men.
I said men or women.
Men or women.
I'm thinking Cynthia Cooper and Lisa Leslie.
I like that one.
If I go Olympics, Dawn Staley and Lisa Leslie was tough. Or no, hold up. What's not Rebecca? Rebecca was tough too, but what's Tina Thompson? Tina Thompson and
Cynthia Cooper.
And Cynthia Cooper.
I'm about to say something about Tina Thompson, but my wife will watch this. Who you say?
If I had to go,
you say no.
I think Nash and Stoudemire changed the game. I would say Penny and Shaq when they were in Orlando.
Yeah.
Kobe and Shaq, of course.
Yeah.
Wade and Shaq wasn't too bad.
Wasn't too shabby.
That one's
I mean, we
Shaq
can go with y'all
there.
Lob City choice, Chris Paul and DeAndre
or
Jordan.
We can go with a true point guard in the big Kareem and Magic or John Stockton and Karl Malone.
I don't compare. I don't go that far back because I didn't get to sit down and really watch them.
Well, I got to watch.
Nigga, you my age.
But we didn't get to watch like those guys in their prime.
No, we ain't seen Magic in their
prime. I remember.
Yeah, I seen video.
I was about to say, not Magic.
Robert Parrish grew up in my city, so
I know
my mom was a Laker fan,
I've
so
seen it from the beginning to the end.
Like you got to think about it. Shoot, Jordan was like almost like the main focus of my childhood. Born in 1985.
Yeah.
It was Jordan, and then once
mine went Kobe because I remember sitting in the house
Kobe.
with my dad watching the draft.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kobe is the second half of it, especially being a Laker fan. Kobe being there 20 years, shit.
So, what is your guys' final takes? Who do you guys have winning game 3? And what would you guys like to talk about on the next episode after we review game 3?
So I got Dallas winning game 3. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a blowout.
Okay.
So
who you think will be the top scorer for in that game?
It's gonna be Luka, but I think Kyrie gonna finally explode and go for 30, at least 30. But the bench players, you're gonna see like PJ Washington probably have a big game because like now he's being more aggressive, like he's grabbing rebounds and like actually pushing the pace.
Yeah. What about you, Duran? What do you think?
I think Dallas. Just because I'm not sure by the history, role players play better at home, and some play a little bit more nervous. So we're gonna see how the role players from Boston react. I think Kyrie's gonna have a good game. I'm not sure where Tatum mentally gonna be at, so I don't want to say that he gonna have. I don't know which Tatum we gonna get, but I think it's gonna be a good one. As far as conversation pieces for next, I definitely do. I feel like when we break down the game, since we got college football, college football is going on, but a lot of these players who think they D1 athletes, I think we need to delve into what it really takes for a kid who wants to go to that level and to understand that it ain't D1 or bust if you really him.
Gotcha.
Or her.
Yeah, definitely got to talk about these new age athletes.
I'm going to give Dallas game 3. I think Tatum will have his best game of the series, though.
Okay.
But I don't think everybody else is going to come along.
I got you.
I think he's going to take.
So you counting your boy out?
I think he's going to, and the only reason I'm not counting Brown out, I think Tatum's going to take more than 22 shots.
I can see that. I can see. Okay. I see that.
Because I feel like Dallas is going to get out on that quick run like they normally do at home, get up by double digits. And I think you're going to see Tatum try to then step into the game, and he's gonna outshoot. He's going to shoot himself out the game, but he's going to score.
They're going to get blown out there.
Yeah.
But that's why I called it a blowout.
Yeah, that's what I predict. And then topic wise, man, I would like to talk about like some lifestyle stuff too. It just all depends like what everybody's comfortable with. Because it's we 3 men too. I'm sure people would like to hear our opinions about certain topics. You gotta let me know what you want to talk about, yo.
I just seen the thing.
I mean, look, let me know. Look,
lady said,
let me know what topics you trying to get on. Look, I got an opinion about everything.
I just seen the thing, bro. A lady said that a man that can cook is sassy.
The fuck out of here!
I was like,
what?
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I want to
look. See, look, that's the conversation. Because look, my mama raised 4 boys. That was her rule.
My grandma
all
said,
y'all gonna learn how to cook.
A woman can't cook if you don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
My mom was like, y'all never gonna depend on a woman for a meal. I'm like, yeah, you can get mad at me. I tell Kathy all the time, get mad at me. Once this shit smelling good, look.
You gonna come over here. You gonna come get a plate. You gonna come get a plate.
You still mad, but you gonna eat.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate your boys, man, taking the time out today. I want to say the next game is what, today, Tuesday? So the next game is
tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Yeah. So
Wednesday and Friday. So the Celtics messing around could wrap it up by the weekend.
So they got the 2 days, then the up, then the back. I mean, then the skip a day.
Yeah, so they play. Yeah, they play Wednesday and Friday.
Okay. So you guys will see us back on Thursday. We'll be back dropping another episode of Vet Shooting Game. It'll be episode 3. We appreciate everybody who's been liking, sharing, comment. Make sure you subscribe as well. But appreciate you guys. Y'all be safe, man. Y'all got any other final thoughts before we head out of this thing?
I just want to say appreciate all the love and the support. I know Father's Day coming up, so I want to say Happy Father's Day to my 2 brothers on here with me, and to all the fathers out there holding it down. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, and much love.
Same thing. Happy Father's Day to everybody. You know, my 2 brothers on the podcast, but all our military brothers and family and friends around. Much respect and love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy Father's Day to everybody. I'll be running 50 miles. So, I'll be out there doing that this weekend. But other than that, man,
I'm going to drink for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, as y'all know, he's still crazy because none of our black asses are doing that.
I'm going to drink for you.
Look, I'm going to drink for you too. It ain't going to be water. But I'm gonna drink for you.
Water.
Right, well, we out.
Peace.
Peace.